Critical times for Bitcoin. But at least we got a pump there to get us off the jump, but they're going to give it all back. This is insanity what's going on. There's too many new people. They're going after all the noobs. We're going to break it down. God bless you all. Let's get it in. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Wow, price action has been out of control. Can you believe what they just did? Pumped it all the way up to 105,000, all the way back down to 103. Insustainable. Pumping back up again now, holding the 5-minute 200 MA. This is insane. Let me show you exactly what I see happening. Let's get that music back up and running. Let's bring the intensity. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being crypto livers, baby. Let's go. Stay motivated. I missed this long this morning, which I'm pissed about. I usually get it every time. I want to be there every single time. Say, my wife said, Sam, you can't be there 100% of the time. You're going to miss. You're a human being. I said, but babe, I long every time the 1 minute crosses the 200 MA. And I said, there was my signal. The 1 minute crossed the 200 MA. It's the signals they use to manipulate people are the signals I use to cash in on. And that's why I think we win so much counter trading. See, boom. Now, I wasn't a short last night, but then when the short came in, take profits, get out, or move it to break even. We had 2 shorts yesterday. I don't like shorting the market. They have to really dump it. We have to lose the 200 MA in the 1 hour, and I have to see a bear flag, and even then I have to see 2 bear flags, and on the 3rd bear flag, I finally limp in, and I short for like 400 for 1,200 bucks. Like, I'm not passionate about shorting, and it's very hard for me to do something I'm not passionate about. I'm passionate about longing, baby. I'm passionate about green candles. I'm passionate about pumping. I'm not passionate about watching red candles dump in someone's face. It just doesn't do it for me. I'm not a short trader as much as I am a long. I have a bullish bias. Let's put that lemon into the water, and you should know your bias. Some people love to short more than long. I don't know why. Horrible people. Horrible people. No, I ain't gonna judge you. And you're riding with Master Friend. I mean, you may have picked up a money printer right there. You really might have. A little sketch, though. Anyway, we're going to break down what I see happening. We're going to see if there's a live trade to be had right now in front of you. And we're going to see if we can make this crack, baby. So shout out to everybody here on the live. No, make this crack. Didn't sound right. Make this crack. Make this show crack on, right? Like you guys say in London. Crack on, baby, crack on. So why did I tell my students this was an unsustainable rally and to be careful about chasing? How come I said because you're what? Away from the 21-day moving average. I said every time you pump this far away from the 21, you come back to it. I said this is unsustainable. I said why is it unsustainable? I said because you're too far from the 21-day moving average. And I know this is boring, and I say it every single day, and it might get annoying to hear, but I go over this every single day, the same situation, the same fact, over and over and over again, all right? My Bitcoin updates were just too big, so I had to put them on the YouTube this morning. That was just the reason why I had to upload them. I'm sorry for that inconvenience. Usually it's just an easy Discord watch, but I just made the files too big, and Discord can only get up to 500 megabytes. So if you make it too big, it will not fill, and therefore we will have a bit of a problem, all right? Shout out to everybody here on the live. We still have people that do not come to the stream until I post the link. It's so funny, but that's what it is, all right? All right. Now, moral of the story today is to keep your mental wits about you no matter what. Look what they're doing. If you're emotional here on these pumps and dumps, they're going to get you up, they're going to get you down, you're going to be all over the place. We got to maintain, all right? And how do we maintain? We look at weekly support of resistance. All right, and so we're going to do our top-down analysis right now, and then we're going to zoom in here to see what's happening in the small time frames. I don't want to see the 1 minute lose the 200 MA. Let's see, did the 15-minute lose the 200? Yep, very fast too. Like, that's just... And again, when the 21 did not move with price action, I knew something wrong was happening there, and there was likely it was a false move. It was in and out. On a Thursday, a move like that, pretty awkward, right? Pretty strange. So what is happening? Well, I believe the exchanges are taking advantage of the uneasiness in price action. All right. I also believe there's a lot of new people jumping on in that are throwing leverage at Bitcoin, and they're going to take advantage of that. So watch out. Be careful. They're going to prey on your emotions, prey on how you look, you know. Even me, yesterday was a very tough day for trading for me. One of the hardest days of trading I've been through in a long time. I'll be honest with you. It was like usually I hit. Like yesterday was just like, I finally hit my short at the end of the night. And I was like, thank you. You know, I'll take mine. But like, for crying out loud, you know, they hit this trend line. We want to see a bounce, a bounce, a bounce, a bounce. Once we lost the 200 MA though, that's your short to the downside. Then we had a bullish div. They wrecked the shorts. This is crazy. This is absolutely absurd what they just did on a Thursday. And we have weekly screen share tonight. I'm going to show you what I bought and sold, what happened. We're going to go over what happened with Trump coin and show you kind of, I'll go over all my ins and outs with Trump, and you'll see what we did there. But let's take a look. I'm going to start with the monthly chart. I've been looking at the monthly recently, and that's a bullish engulfing candle on the monthly. It looks pretty good to me, but again, no guarantees. And we do have monthly support now at about 93,800 starting to form. All right. Just kind of like this support form there on the monthly at 59K. So do we consolidate for a while? Do we have to revisit the 21? If we're in a super cycle, which we may, the monthly will do these things. The monthly will make flags, you see? A super cycle would be, you know, and again, this was a cup and handle that we talked about on the monthly. We had some crazy predictions. You look at that right there. I mean, they suggest that cup and handle heads to 129,000, right? So, you know, but again, look at the monthly's going to double top on the stochastics. Everyone says we're going to have this super cycle. It just keeps going. But then if you really look at the charts, they say, hey, I mean, you're getting extended on big time frames. So the 2-week chart, one of my go-to charts, still has bearish div, which I'm like, you know, you got bearish div of the 2-week. I mean, you're going to attempt to defy it, but that's just, I don't know, man. It's a bit strange. So for a trader who's been trading for, you know, over 15 years, looking at macro charts for a long time, you know, I traded gold and silver for a long time on the New York Stock Exchange. I traded all sorts of mining companies on the Toronto Stock Exchange. I've seen large time frame assets, and that to me is just strange to see a bearish div that big on a 2-week chart. You know, so I get mixed signals for Bitcoin. And every time I've seen that, I've had to heed it. Like, not listening to that has got me burnt. So this would be the first time an asset rips out of a weekly bearish div in my life that I've ever seen it. Because it only happens once every 7 years. It's a very rare signal. You understand? So this, like, I'm conveying you, I attempt to convey in these 2 hours years of data to you. Whether you believe me or not is up to you. I've been there though. I'm like a soldier at war. We're all at war. I'm not going to say I know how they're going to take us out. I don't know everything. I never said I did. All I can tell you is I've been at war a long time. If you compared to, you know, being in the charts, being at war, I've been at war a long time, my friends. And I've seen a lot of price action. For most human beings on earth, I'm probably in the top percentile of people that have watched price action, right? Because I've done it. You've seen it. And again, talking about myself again, but I'm just explaining why there's value here on the channel. So every single day, I'm going to look at things. I'm not going to be right. I'm not going to be perfect, but I'm going to be able to show you some key insights. So if I was going into war, I'd like to walk with a guy that had been there for a while and hasn't left. And so if you're going to walk into the markets, why don't you walk with me? I've been here for a while and I haven't left, and I'm going to continue. I'm not going to be right every time. I say that all the time. All right. So to me, it's still a bit of a flag here. That's, you know, somewhat breaking out, you know, but again, you cannot deny the double top for Bitcoin. And so right now, the flag broke out. I'm cool with it. And it has a measured move all the way up to about 141K. I'm cool with that. All right. I'm not saying that's, and unless this candle breaks Unless we get a weekly candle below like 97.5 again, 90, you know, okay. I'm bullish. Like, I'll take the support or resistance that they're giving me. So right now we have some support at 101.5. As long as we stay above that, 101.3, 101 right there, like, call it beautiful support. And then we got support at 98.5. All right. And then we have one little bit of resistance there to break through at 104.5. And we were there. We were already above it twice. Both weeks we had achieved that high. Unable to stay above that. Unable to close a weekly candle above 104.5. We must close a candle above 104.5 to remain bullish. All right. All right. So that's just one thing. Let's take a look at the 3-day chart. Even the 5-day, which is, you know, the 5-day still looks beautifully bullish. So like the 5-day really has no problems. There's some wicking there, but we got 2 days and 9 hours. This could close bigger and we'd be done, right? This is curving in the Stokes. We have lack of bearish momentum. You know, the 5-day chart, a bit of a hidden gem here. The 5-day chart suggests that we are gone and there's no problems at all. Specifically, if in 2 days and 9 hours we get another green candle close, that's 3 white soldiers in the 5-day chart. So the 5-day hiding a bit of a gem, right? I mean, look how beautiful it looks. So if you were to trade on the 5-day alone, and let's see, hold me to the C, it would tell you could open up a long right now, keep a stop below this wick, and just see how far you could take it. Like, this could be a trade you could just keep open for maybe weeks at a time. All right, this is how you make big money. You extrapolate the data and just kind of, bigger trades are a lot, they're more simpler than smaller trades. You just kind of have to map it out. With a trade like this, though, you have to be able to know that it might ebb and flow. You might be down $5,000, you might be up $8,000, it might, you know what I mean? Until you finally make the 20, 30 racks that you're going for if it's a bigger trade. These are the type of trades I'm attempting to tackle now, but they're a lot harder. They're different mentality than scalping the 1 minute, than going after the 4 hour. All right? And you got to just be able to handle the ebbs and flows of the trade. I'm still getting used to that, so it's not perfect, you know? So this is what I'm seeing here for Bitcoin on this 5-day chart, though. Okay? 5-day chart still looks good to me for BTC. Write this down. Take a screenshot, please. Go like this, ship, you know, print screen, and just nail that if you want. And take that screenshot, right, with me. Boom. Right? Record it, whatever you got to do. But remind yourself that I said this, and you can come back to it another time. So 5-day chart looks bullish. Okay? 3-day chart closes in 1 day and 9 hours. We're going to need this to close green. Right? That closes like that. That's not going to be a good look. That's a double top. So in literally a day and 9 hours, we either double top on the 3-day or we don't. You see what I'm saying? And again, anything is possible regardless of that fact, but this is what we're looking for. All right? And there's your double top on the 3-day. Let's go to the daily time frame. The daily has some mixed signals, and I'm going to explain why. Whenever I'm in an uptrend in any asset in the world, any asset that was gaining steam and momentum, whenever the daily moving averages get very jumbled up together, we get a massive pump. Specifically when you're in a macro uptrend, higher lows, right? Right there, they got very tight, massive pump to the upside. Okay. Then they go on a run. When they get close together again, you can even see it on the 4 hour if you need. But right here, look, they got very tight, massive pump. They got very tight, massive pump. Once the trend occurs, when they get very tight, that's when the dump happens. Very tight, a dump occurs. They get tight here, and that was when I called the bottom. We got our reversal, boom, 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 tight, tight. And so now you're in a macro uptrend. Whenever these moving averages can join and get tight on the daily, you're going to get a massive move. It tells me to disallow this funky. It tells me this isn't real. You know, it tells me that we're making this type of pattern here, possibly. Maybe even more of a rising wedge type of thing. And we're on our way out of here. The moving averages are telling me not to stress, not to ever sell my BTC, not to panic sell not one altcoin. They're telling me that everything is going to be fine. That despite whatever the TA does, they might do crazy stuff on the TA that make me think crazy stuff. Like the actual price action might make me think 1,000 things, diamonds and swings. But I'm telling you, that's why I trade moving averages. One day I did something interesting. I don't know how I did it, but I was able to take off the actual price action completely on them. I just deleted price action, right? I don't know how you can do it. I think you can do it. Does anyone know how to delete price action? Right? Anybody know how to read price action? All right. I mean, how to take away the price action? Lummus, Cynthia Lummus, yeah. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I didn't need that much on there anyway. Yeah, right click. Right. Settings. There's a little eyeball. You can click the ticker in the top left to hold your cursor over. And you can compare and add a symbol, which is cool. Oh yeah, there it is, right? No, that's volume. They got that on something. Just click on the candles and pull down the RSI and the MACD. Click on the candles. Settings. Symbol. Anyway, wait. Double click the area you want to focus. It'll get rid of everything else. Right click, hit hide. So cool. All right, so check this out. I could trade like this. I wouldn't even need the price action, and I could teach you how to make money. I would tell you to buy right here. I would tell you, like, I've done, like, I could tell you this is ghost trading. I could be the first trader you've ever seen that doesn't even use price action. I could trade on strictly moving averages alone, and I could tell you where to get in and where to get out. You've never seen anything like this. I could literally do this. I have traded with so many different things that I only need price action. Like, I trade memes and I show you how to trade it with just price action. Okay? I know when you get above the 200 MA, you should long. So that was a long there. That was a long there. You see? I do know that you're a little far away from the 200, telling me that usually you're here. See? Another leg is going to come, and then you're going to have to come back to the 200. Every time you pump, you gap for the 200, you come back to it. All right? Yeah. So check it out. Look at this. I am not the best. I could, you know what I mean? I struggle every day. I had a tough week, man, with the death of my mother. It's been tough, man, in my mind. Like, but you push through these hard times, and that's how you make it through. And I lean on God and my wife and the good people in my life. Amen. Yeah. So I don't like when people ridicule me like that. You know. How dare you, man? How dare you? But God bless you. Don't bring the beast out in me, please. Keep me calm, my friend. Be good to me, so I can be good to you. All right? I don't want to have to, you know. Amen. So this tells me that there, you know what I mean? We're getting into that tightness again. We're right about here. Or right about here. Where price action likes to begin it's a rally. All right? Now, at the end of a rally, you do curve and you start to come down, and you do see tight moving averages away from the 200. I get that. All right? But that's when you can kind of see that there was a macro downtrend. We started losing macro highs there. So, and I could show that to you at another time. But anyway, so this is price action without the moving averages. I mean, this is price action without price action. All right? Now I don't know what I'm doing. Now I gotta oh, you can't go back and get it. Or can you? No, it doesn't help me. Now I have to find it. I'm like, where is it? I don't even know where price action is anymore. I messed up. Maybe I hope I can just bring it back with a template, right? When my price action never comes back and I have to just trade without it for the rest of my life. Dude, I can't get price action back. This is not good. This is not good. Reset chart view? No. Oh my God. You guys are going to laugh at me now. MXE to reopen deposits for SafeMoon. Come claim your third 100x, Sammy. Oh my God. But SafeMoon's going to come back? Like, why? I still do have SafeMoon. It's so crazy. I wonder, what if that actually did come back at one point? Oh my gosh, guys, I lost price action forever. I don't know what's going on. Going to the object tree, it's there. Object tree. You're the best, dude. I love this guy. You're the best. All right, so check it out. Object tree. All right. So let's take a look at BTC and find out what's happening now. It's getting a bit of a bounce for us here. So look, I mean, at the end of the day, I see it in this a bit of an ascending triangle. Like, this is what I extrapolate. And it's just getting ready for a possible breakout here, as far as I'm concerned. And Bitcoin could be mooning. The one thing I don't like is the double top. And that brings me to the daily. And we're still double topped here. So let's like zoom in back into price action. So we've looked at the 5-day. The 5-day looks really bullish. I've showed you that the moving averages are tight, which tells us there's a story here. We should be continuing to the upside. And we are, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is a trend line that seems to be holding. Okay. So there's a chance here that Bitcoin does continue. And again, like I've said, that's a falling wedge, in my humble opinion, that has broken out. Right. And so, boom. And now you're just kind of finding your way here above this resistance. So resistance became support at 102,000 until you close below 102 on the daily. We're okay. They can play games with us all day, but just take a deep breath and always look at your daily at the end of the day and look at your weekly at the end of the day. All right. Super important that you're doing this. If you're not going to do that, you're going to do you're going to do really crazy stuff. Throughout the day, you're going to do what they want you to do. And then when the day closes back up, you're going to look like, man, I did all the crazy stuff and they brought me right back to where I started. Okay. So just be super careful about how you go about, assessing price action intraday, and make sure every day at the end of the day, you're looking at where the daily candle closed and where your weekly support and resistance is. Don't let it get you too crazy. All right. So look, there was a definite trade right there too. If I get back into price action, 4 hour back to 105,000. Is this for real? So they just pumped it, dumped it, and pumped it again. This is pretty crazy what's going on here. And so what do I see happening now for BTC? Well, we saw this diamond. All right. This is what I was watching for the last, I don't know, 2-3 days now. And a diamond generally will go out the way it came in. However, the last diamond that I did see Bitcoin make, it went in and it ripped right out. Now, you could almost open this up and say, but that, to me, no, you don't want to do that. You got to keep your right angles, your 45s. That's like, so they broke it out the diamond for sure. That's what they did. And they made people think the diamond was going to dump. And a bunch of people shorted that. I was short the night before when it came in. I was up for a little bit of profits. As I told you, I don't use a lot of money. Just moved stop to break even, waited. It just kind of hit me break even. It rips again. You know what I mean? I was kind of, honestly, I was a little unmotivated by price action. It had defeated me. And after winning all that money on Trump coin, I just been like, I don't know, reality has kind of, it messed with me for a couple days. I'll be honest. Go make 60 grand in literally 30 hours and it'll mess with you. I don't care how rich you are. That's a lot of money. So I don't know. I can't explain how it messed with me, and maybe you'll know on your own way, and maybe one of you guys could explain it for me. I have no clue, but it was just so fast, you know. Anyway, so we lost the price action, and then they decided to freak people out. So they faked it. They faked the breakout of the channel. All right. And this is how you can't, and everyone's like, well, how did you not get faked out? But that's why I trade the 200 MA on the 1 minute. If I see us cross the 200 MA in the 1 minute, I'm out of a short immediately. I know not to be shorting when the 1 minute crosses because I've seen massive moves from it. Every time almost when that 1 minute crosses and you're in an uptrend, like look at that. Boom, you're done. Boom, you're cooked. So if I'm shorting slightly, and if I do short in this market, because it even says on Twitter, I don't short, you're not going to see me opening up giant shorts. It's just, you're not going to see me do it. I'm not going to do it. Yeah. Some people did. I saw some people short from 109 all the way back down. They made massive gains, you know. I was playing AI agents that were actually pumping too. So while someone made gains on that short, I made 6 grand on an AI agent that night. So I've been just deep diving altcoins. It's really my passion is finding cool projects. And, that's my passion, is looking for hot altcoins that are going to do numbers over time. So they pumped it. They made a shoulder, a right shoulder. They dumped it back. It's crazy. All the way back to the 21-day moving average. Now they're pumping it away from the 21 yet again. That's still unsustainable price action. It's weird. It's like they're going to do the same thing twice over now. All right. So I just want to finish my top-down analysis, and then I'm about to get... I miss some trades right now, just yapping right now on the top-down analysis. But you have to remember, I have both... I don't even like saying this, but I have a massive position, so... in spot. And so... I don't got to show it to you. Watching price action, like, basically, I'm in a bigger position than some guy who's in some massive leverage, like, beyond belief. Like, you wouldn't even know. So, like, when I'm watching price action, I may not even be in a day trade. I still am in a massive trade. Think about it, because my entire net worth is in Bitcoin, So, anyway. So what they did is they broke it back. So now we're back inside the diamond. However, diamonds still break down, right? So, and this is where like pattern trading gets crazy. You kind of have to know how to pattern trade. So they broke the pattern. Some say, no, that was it. The diamond is bigger. And, that was the pattern. Because see how the diamond looks awkward when you do that? It doesn't really fit the... Yeah, so I say no. I say this was the diamond. Honestly, did they break us out? Like, are we breaking out? So, okay, so for me, this was the pattern. I could even extract, I feel like that's the pattern. I feel like you kind of did break out. So crazy. Funny, in the morning update, I drew this. We had the, talked about how there was like the falling wedge. It's like, it's just so weird. Anyway. So you broke back outside the diamond. In my humble opinion, like you're kind of out the diamond now. Like you're outside the diamond. That's how I look at it. Like so this is what they did. They knew they knew people saw a diamond. For sure they did. When it left it even did a bearish retest. I took the short. I was in the money. Stop loss above the 200 MA on the 1 hour time frame. That's gonna tank. And it did last night, right? Woke up, we were in the money. A little sideways, dumb, and it started to creep back slowly. It creeped back slowly to break even. Twice. Right? So for me, it was pretty much a no-brainer to like, all right, I don't see. And then we saw, we got a bullish divvy on the 15. You could even see it here a bit. We got a bullish divergence, which is a liquidation event. And then boom, we crossed the 1 minute 200 MA, and I don't know what that is, but the bots eat that. Like, there's something about when you cross the 200 MA in the 1 minute, and I shouldn't even tell people this. I should have kept it to myself. I don't even know why I let people know this, but boom. And that thing just rips to the upside. All right. Yeah. So, boom. And then look, you even see a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder. You see a cup and handle there if you're, semi cup and handy. You see it? Cup and handle, and you're gone. There's a head and shoulder here that eventually puts the price back down. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. You beg, where does that go? The neckline. Like, anyone that tells you this isn't real is ridiculous. Then there's a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder there. Then there's the cup and handle, right? And with the cup and handle, you blast it to the upside. And you were gone. Gone, baby, gone. All indicated by the cross of the 200 MA on the 1 minute time frame. Which I backtested for years now, and I just I don't know why. I can't explain it. Everyone wants me to explain things. I don't know why certain things happen. I just know that they do. You see what I mean? The more you try to figure all that out, the more confusing it'll become for you. That's what I found. Like, certain things you don't have to know the answer to. You just have to know that they are. Like, God exists. Everyone wants to have an answer for it. But I can't explain it to you exactly. But one day you'll be alone in the darkest part of your life, and somehow, some way, you'll feel like you're not alone. And, in your own sense. And again, who knows? Is it our, but I also feel like there's a higher power, and it's a wave, an energy wave. And I talk about surfing. Like, when you surf, you don't go against the ocean and just say, I'm going to do me. You use the wave that's way bigger than you. Okay? God is powerful. Have you ever went against, felt like you were going against the way God wanted you to live? You were doing, and it didn't seem like you got slammed by a wave? So whenever I was doing the wrong thing, I got slammed so hard against the ocean floor, man. But when I finally realized that there was a higher power bigger than me, and I started to surf, man, I started to fly. And so me believing in God has changed my life. And some people may call it a placebo. You may call it whatever you want. But the days I really, really submitted to God, and believing and submitting are two different things as well. Submitting to God is realizing that God really does exist 100%, and that you're there for a purpose that God has put you here for, and that purpose is going to be accomplished if you let God into your life. Submission. A lot of people don't. The most depressed people I know have not submitted to God. I speak to people every day, someone I know that struggles all the time, and I say, you're yet to submit, you know? I mean, you know why? Because for years, I refused to submit to God. I wanted to do it my way. I didn't see it any other way but my way, and it had to be my way. And I struggled for years. When I finally submitted to God, I'm telling you right now, that's when this channel really went onto another level. That's when my trading, that's when all things in my life flourished in a way I just can't believe. So I'm still doing TA while we're talking here. And again, if you don't believe in God, no worries. I'm not a zealot. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be one way for me. I'm open-minded. I want you to just to believe in love and to love yourself. And if you do that, I think you'll be able to empower yourself to greatness. So look, that's an inverted head and shoulder here. That looks like it's about to pump to the upside and make a massive move. That could take us to a new all-time high right now. We're talking 109,000. Look at those Stokes. So I'm calling along here for Bitcoin. It looks like it's going to pump on this 1 minute time frame. Not a lot of data to be had here, but, you know, tight moving averages, high volume node there. You get above that. That's a likely move to the upside, is it not? I don't know. I'm just, you know, I'm going over the facts here. 15-minute back above the 200 MA, getting closer to the 21 now. See? Now they're pulling the 21 out of hibernation. Tells me that I could use these wicks and possibly just make a massive move here. You see, again, I could either use that 1 minute flag or I could just extrapolate the data on this, on the 20. Now, I'd rather wait for the 21 to cross the 200. Sometimes you get a pump, though, while I'm waiting, and it doesn't happen. So what I've been doing now is just making it a bigger trade and gapping myself around the area, okay? So the target would be what, 112,504, 112, right? The stop loss would be at 102,946. And the idea is this is the second time now we've broken above the 200 MA. The first time was a fake out. This time you would assume it's going to be a pretty big move, right? Now, we've got this cooking here too, and it does resemble an inverted head and shoulder to me. And it's, you know, as we showed you that high volume node too on the last extraction there. Pump, baby. Come on, Bitcoin. Take the beams with you. SPX 6900 Blair Cipher. I mean, that thing's going to, in my humble opinion, I firmly believe that's going to, it's just too big. Too many people like it. I firmly believe it's going to continue to moon. Everybody, I teach class the last Saturday of the month. I will teach class this Saturday from 9 a.m. to about 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to learn how to use the moving averages, how to find out what's happening with the stochastics RSI, all right? How to really push yourself to another level and how to basically see when a coin is likely about to make a move based on data and information. I'm here for you. Come to that class. It's going to be a live class. It's awesome. It's like a college educated course. You will be absolutely, you'll love it. So you can make two trades. One trade I can make, you know, on, you know, like, let's say we'll do about 209 for 600, right? We'll make that trade too. What we can also do, and so that's that. This is using this development idea, okay? We can also open up another trade though. You see, using another idea. I can, you know, you don't have to, and don't do anything. And again, high risk, high reward here. But the idea is I could also play the 15. All right. So let me show you what I'm saying here. So I'll be on Weeks and on my MXC. We have links to both of these exchanges. All right. And the idea is this one is the similar idea, but I'm going to do the bigger idea that I had. Now, why do I like doing this? Well, if we have a huge move, one trade I can let cook and one trade I can take off the table. When I don't have two trades open and we get a bigger move, I tend to make a stupid move with the smaller trade, like maybe keep it open too long, watch it, you know. I've been really good about managing profits when I make sure that I'm in two trades at the same time. All right. So what I do is I look at the chart in two different ways, and I make two different trades. Like they're this, you know. Again, I may not get to 113. You know, I may have a quota of just the daily target. Like I'd like to make $1,000 today. So 103,755. Okay, would be that stop. And I double check everything that I'm doing here. Is that really the red? No. Yeah, that's wrong. It's the number's moving. It's 102,361, of course. Now it is Thursday. Thursday's low volume, and there's already been shenanigans here. It tells me to be careful, so I do have to watch. Like I get a little hype. Trump. There's an emotion to Trump being in office. Who here can't deny that? And it's getting in your head a little bit when you trade, right? 100%, because it's like, well, it has to go up, doesn't it? You know, and you're like, yeah, it has to, you know. So this trade's a bigger trade too here. Most I could lose is $600 today. I won't be too depressed. It won't be the best, but you know. But if we can stay above the 200, if the 21 can cross, then I'm likely going to win the trades. Now I should just wait for the 21 to cross. This one I could wait, you know, they're kind of, you know. But I'm telling you, man, that 200 I've seen just pull price. Now, before when we pumped, we were too far from the 21. We came right back down to it. As suggested, how did I know that? Again, I don't know that was going to happen. I just know that the odds are that that will happen, and it did. All right. I'm going to take the trade. I kind of like where we're sitting here. And again, I could easily get stopped out here, everybody. This is a high-risk position to be in. If you don't have, you know, I only put one I'm going to lose here. All right. So those are two trades that are open. One on the 15, one on the 1 minute. Obviously, the 1 minute trade will end faster than the one on the 15, right? And we'll probably be able to see what happens here. So scared money doesn't make any money. All right. I don't live scared. It is what it is. And let's see what happens. So that's my top-down analysis for Bitcoin. I've given you everything I could. It's very confusing. It hasn't been easy, but we're above moving averages. And I've told you kind of a story here, and I could be completely wrong. Maybe Bitcoin dumps, maybe, you know, and again, we're still at a double top. We must break through that support and resistance. Remember, it's all fun and games, but we must break through that support and resistance. It would be great if we get this pump right now to a new all-time high. It'd be absolutely amazing, right? I mean, this would just be, it would be the icing on the cake. The odds are I lose these trades. Why? It's Thursday. All right. Thursday is not the best day to trade. Personally, it's not my favorite day. It's lower volume. There's less people on the order book. There's a chance they could just run it right down and run it right back up. So if you're not willing to take a hit with me, then don't trade. Again, you know what I mean? And again, I'm not a financial advisor, and nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. All right. Stochastics moving down. Let's take a look at my 5. A little too far from the... it's close to the 21, though. Could keep me in the game. And I can't watch. Let's get into the total market cap. Let's take a look at the total market cap of all of cryptocurrency. Same exact day. You know, look at... oh, man. You see what I see now, though? It makes that head and shoulder and then dumps back to the 200 MA. And maybe we're making some bigger pattern, right? You know? Yeah, they're dumping it right now. 37. I can't watch. I don't like to watch my trades, man. Just let them do their thing. Okay, so let's go back to the weekly time frame. And either you win or you lose. It is what it is. All right. That's trading. It's nice to win. It feels a lot better to win. Everybody likes to win. I usually win on this live, so I'll open up a trade because most of the time I do win. Even if I'm in a little bit of a rut, eventually I get out of it and I win, baby. So let's see. I believe I'm going to win every trade I open. I really do. Every time I touch the canvas, I believe it's going to be green candles, baby. all the way to the upside. So you got to believe you're going to win, or you shouldn't even be playing the game, in my humble opinion. So total's at a beautiful flag here. The position for total takes it to $4.85 trillion. That would be a massive, massive injection of liquidity into this market. But that's what it says is going to happen. That's a bull flag. It's breaking out, and it looks good to me. So far, so good for total. We take a look at the daily, and the daily's in that same way. You could say the daily broke out. So this doesn't look as faked out as Bitcoin, you see? This looks more like, a little more regulated, a little more, and it's just saying, hey, you're making a flag outside of the bigger flag, getting ready for your bigger move. And nothing to stress. That crazy divergence picked up, but so far so good with the wicks and the higher lows. Right? Amen. I wonder how long it took them to come up with that name. I mean, that's genius, if you ask me, right? FARTBOY, dude, genius. So I was watching Vine. Sad to say, I did see late at night, they're getting rid of TikTok, and Elon Musk is going to start Vine, and I'm just too dull. I'm not as smart as these younger kids. I have to admit. Where is the thread guy when you need him? I'm old. I need the young bucks. But the idea was this. He said, I should revive Vine. And then the owner of Vine came out, and next thing you know, he put a token contract address out. And next thing you know, Vine had a token, man. And next thing you know, it had $268 million market cap. And it was going to 73 cents. And it's pulled back now to the 0.5. Maybe it even goes a little lower to the 0.65. But, this doesn't tell me it's a run by the night thing. It actually gained steam so fast. So I could have got in early last night. Dang it. But it is what it is. Let's move on. Like, dear Lord, thank you for all the people you brought to the stream. Thank you for having the stream. Thank you for having a YouTube channel. Thank you for everyone here. Damn, Bitcoin melting. Melting. Let's see. You don't want to lose the 21. Once you lose the 21, things get sketchy. All right? And once you lose key, like, support and resistance levels. See, it looks like it's going to make a right shoulder and then dump on my face. See, shoulder, head, right shoulder. I may have just cut the trade off. Low stochastic, though. That might make a right shoulder and dump on me. I got to be careful. You see the giant M? It's kind of an M this year. Like this. Yeah, the lower high. But that would just entice the shorts, and we'd get a bunch of stop hunts right here, too. So, bring it on, I'm trading the 15-minute 200 MA is really what I'm trading. The fact that this flag tells me if we're above the 15-minute, we should win the trade, but we'll see. There's no guarantees. All right. There's no guarantees. All right, let's take a look. Let's start a poll here. Does Lifer win the trade? Yes or no? Let me know. I love this. Tell me, yeah. This is your time to hate on me silently if you don't like me. You can just be like, man. Or you might love me and say, you know what? I still look at it differently than him. I think he's going to lose the trade. You know what I mean? Does Lifer win or lose that trade today on a Thursday of low volume? We'll find out. All right. 79% say yes of 200 votes. We'll see as it continues to pump. You guys got so much faith in the Lifer, man. Let's see if we can win this one. Pull one off for the Gipper. One for the Gipper. So the daily's still in a bit of a flag with oversold Stokes, though, but pointing up. And that 4 hour just got viciously, right? Just got a vicious move. Really back inside. Again, it was a diamond, no matter how you want to say it, It was a diamond here, too, on the total market cap. So I see it as an ascending, a symmetrical triangle. You're back inside again. And it's still a 50-50 pattern. Like, I'm not going to bend to the perma bulls. It could go either way here. I'm still open-minded. The way they're playing with the price action, they might make this go up and down before they rip it again, too. Right? They might go whoop, 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 and jiggle the handle, so to speak. So Bitcoin back to 105,000 in case you are in the trade and you're shaking in your bones. All right? I'm cool as a cucumber. We're going to make it, baby. And so, yeah, Vine looks interesting to me. and, you know, take advantage of the early sellers here. And I'm not in it right now, but it is calling my name. Because I didn't get in super early, I kind of want to just let it fly. It's like, now I got to, you know, but it looks like almost 3x, right? If it could dip a little bit more down to 18 and rip back to 74, be a pretty sweet gain for Vine. So I have Vine on the radar. You might want to have it on your VADER too. Speaking of VADER, and I'm watching VADER closely. It's been struggling a little bit. It's kind of a giant head and shoulder if you look at it, right? VADER AI. All really depends on what Bitcoin does. That looks like it. You may be able to get it on the low there, back to 4.7. All right, Bitcoin back above 105, baby, and that's my word. We keep 105. We go. Look, the liquidity is further to the upside. It says we can get to 107,000 before we do anything else. It's a good chance we could win the trade based on the liquidity here on BOOKMAP. What is BOOKMAP? It shows us where all the stop losses are. And the market maker, whatever you want, the algorithm moves tend to go after the stop losses. So if there's more red close, it goes to the closest red. So like today, the closest red is at about 107,000, suggesting that we do go up. This is not 100%, but it just has a high likelihood of playing out. All right. So that's all. But $105,000 BTC. And, you know, it says we could get our move up to $106,900 to $107,000 for Bitcoin. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. Luck, you taught us to drag the stop up. I still nailed the wick. 10%. Amen. Amen. Dump right on your face all the way to 97. So 21% say I lose the trade. 21% of the people are hating on the lifer. We should have flipped green by now, though, no? Yeah, we flipped green. We'll see what happens now, but it looks like this thing may be breaking out intently. It's an inverted head and shoulder. The 15 minutes above the 200 MA. Right? We will see. I got two entries, one on weeks. The weeks one is up bigger. It's up 20. It's up 2%. We'll see what happens here. Scared money don't make no money, though. I'll tell you that. All right? And so, hey, I got my guts to put my wallet on the line here to see what happens. Bitcoin looking like we're going to get that 107 red banger, but you never know. Did you know, Noah? Yeah. What kind of art are we talking about? You never know it. So I never knew it. 3.78. Noah? Hooah. 105,700. It's looking violent right now with a shake and bake here for Bitcoin on that BOOKMAP. So I'm long for BTC. You guys know where I stand. You kind of see what I'm looking at. And it's a sketchy day to trade. There's been a lot of ups and downs here. All right. Could have been up 4% on the long, but I'm down 100% still because I couldn't wait and got myself trapped. I'm sorry to hear that, Max Cherry. But you're learning a lesson. Every single day we trade, we learn something. And I'll tell you, every time my elastic was yanked all the way down, like my life was dropped down, I bounced back so hard. So every time I have a low, every time life gets tough, every time I feel like I'm getting pushed to the downside, I feel like there's a boom back to the upside. All right. Looks interesting to me. You may want to put an alert on it. I have an alert on it. It's just been getting so tight. And whenever it pumps pretty nicely. And that's just long term. It's been consolidating since November 18th. 2-month consolidation usually creates a pretty big pump to the upside, but you never know. I don't know why I started saying Noah. It's making me laugh though. Over here. Never Noah. Hey, this guy's out of his mind. So let's take a look here at what's happening to XEN. So we looked at XEN. It was getting hot. It looked like it was going to be the next thing to pop. When Bitcoin dipped, it did nothing. It did not care about the Bitcoin dip. It did not do anything at all. And you can see it's up about 14%. Nice move there for XCN. Bitcoin, 105,250. Can Sammy win this one? 79% of the people say Sammy wins the trade. Out of 687 beautiful souls here hitting on that poll. And please, thank you for everyone that came to the stream. I'm so blessed. I see 646 beautiful souls on that like button. You people are absolutely amazing. I see 2,900 absolutely awesome people here on the stream. Really? Is that real? Like, is there really 3,000 people that want to hear what I have to say? Like, are you kidding me? God, you have blessed me with such an influence on this world. Let me do great things with it, and let me never, never abuse it. Amen. I take it to heart that many people care about listening to me, and I want to make sure I do my best every day. You know, and I never want to look like, I know sometimes I talk a lot. I know sometimes my life has changed fast. I know you guys saw me go from the hoodies to the watches and the suits, but I never want you to think that I've lost my relationship with God. I never want you to think I've lost my moral connection, and I never want to think the money's going to get to me, because it's about the love and it's about each and every one of you. And I really want to, it's important to me, you know, and that's my promise to my mother. My mother was an angel. And she never let money she didn't give a damn about money. When I had the Escalade, I said, Mom, look at all that. She was like, oh, that's nice, honey. She wasn't that impressed. I'll be honest with you. And she wasn't putting me down. She was so happy with my work ethic, with the stream. She was very impressed. She wasn't impressed by the money. My mom didn't give a damn about money. She didn't give a damn. Like, you could not impress my mom with your money. She'd just laugh at you. Like, she was just like, she was so pure that it didn't even make sense to her. You know what I'm saying? Not saying she didn't like nice things. She always wanted a green Jaguar, and that's what I was going to buy her. So can we get this move to the upside? I believe we can, baby. I believe we can. You know what I'm saying? And it's looking pretty good so far. So good here for Bitcoin. 105,500 for BTC. Recapturing its move from earlier today, getting the move, creating a bit of a inverted head and shoulder here as far as I'm concerned, and continuing to get the move. Yeah. Okay, what a great mom. Yeah. God bless the lifer. Amen. Thank you. And we're up 6%, man. I told you I'm the king of 3%. So one trade up, what? You know, one trade's up $51, 5%. One trade's up 20. We're up about $70 combined, $60 combined. Can't, you know. And we may go sideways for a little while. Let's kind of pull this over. When you're on the 1 minute, you're always kind of extrapolating data as you go. And I may easily lose this trade, everybody. Sad to say, it is Thursday. I know I'm against the odds there on the volume. But I mean, we've already had massive volatility today, suggesting that they're going to squeeze some more shorts. And look, now they're moving the red in there, 107,000. Now we got a guy who moved in at 110. And honestly, we could see all-time highs today. This could be one of the greatest calls I've ever made. And we may be on a massive move to the upside. All right. Basan Ratchet. Yeah. With your good haircut, you have to win. Thank you. Christ has her in his arms, and he's showing it through you. Amen. Thank you. Trump is speaking right now. Oh, my gosh. I feel like we always have to watch Trump speak now, like anytime he goes on, because, like, what if he mentions the Bitcoin reserve? And maybe it's already, that's what he's going to say. Maybe that's what's going to happen. Trump, man. Live. Trump attends the mega presidential parade at Capital One. All right. I wanted to look at the, yeah. Oh, so he's live at Davos right now. All right. We can just play what he's saying in the background. We don't have to see him. And I could keep kind of doing TA. What do you think of that? I think that's pretty cool.
The presidential election was won by millions of votes, and all seven, every one of them,
Bitcoin pumping
swing states. It was a massive mandate from the American people like hasn't been seen in many years. And some of the political pundits, even some of my so-called enemies, said it was the most consequential election victory in 129 years. That's quite nice. What the world has witnessed in the past 72 hours is nothing less than a revolution of common sense. Our country will soon be stronger, wealthier, and more united than ever before. And the entire planet will be more peaceful and prosperous as a result of this incredible momentum and what we're doing and going to do.
Go Bitcoin.
My administration is acting with unprecedented speed to fix the disasters we've inherited from a totally inept group of people.
I don't care if you like Trump or not. Put your emotions aside. You're a trader. You need to listen to this information. It's affecting the trades.
And to solve every
if he mentions Bitcoin right now, things, likely he won't in Davos, though. You know what I mean?
This begins with confronting the economic
Bitcoin
chaos
pumping
caused by the failed policies of the last administration. Over the past 4 years, our government racked up $8 trillion in wasteful deficit spending and inflicted nation-wrecking energy restrictions, crippling regulations, and hidden taxes.
Booming.
Like never before.
105.764.
The result is the worst.
Look at, they put in more red here, up to 770.
Sky-high interest rates for our citizens and even throughout the world. Food prices and the price of almost every other thing known to mankind went through the roof. President Biden totally lost control of what was going on in our country, but in particular
Bitcoin booming to the upside.
Inflation economy and at our border. Because of these ruinous policies, total government spending this year is $1.5 trillion higher than was projected to occur when I left office just 4 years ago. Likewise, the cost of servicing the debt is more than 230% higher than was projected in 2020. The inflation rate we are inheriting remains 50% higher than the historic target. It was the highest inflation probably in the history of our country. That's why from the moment I took office, I've taken rapid action to reverse each and every one of these radical left policies that created this calamity, in particular with immigration, crime, and inflation. On day one, I signed an executive order directing every member of my cabinet to marshal all powers at
106 coming
to defeat inflation.
Look at that thing booming.
The cost of daily life. I imposed a federal hiring freeze.
That thing, whatever he just said about inflation, did something there. Look at that thing. Boom.
Freeze. And I created the new Department of Government Efficiency.
So who said Sammy won the trade?
I terminated the ridiculous and incredibly wasteful Green New
155, 163, pumping hard.
Withdrew from the one-sided Paris climate
We're ripping now, baby.
And ended the insane and costly electric
Start getting those stop losses into position here.
We're going to let people buy the car they want to buy. I declared a national
I like that 168
emergency, and it's so important. National
We're getting away from the 21, so it's sketching me out a little bit.
The liquid gold under our feet and pave the way for rapid approval of new energy infrastructure. The United States has the largest amount of oil and gas of any country
put in the break even,
and we're going to use it. Not only will this reduce the cost of virtually all goods and services, it'll make the United States a manufacturing superpower and the world capital of artificial intelligence and crypto. My administration has also begun the largest deregulation campaign in history, far exceeding even the record-setting efforts of my last term. In total, the Biden administration imposed $50,000 in additional regulatory costs on the average American household over the last 4 years. I have promised to eliminate 10 old regulations for every new regulation, which will soon put many thousands of dollars back in the pockets of American families.
Boom, more Bitcoin.
To further unleash our economy, our majorities
Boom, more Bitcoin.
House and Senate,
it's got to pump Bitcoin. Come on.
Also took, along with the presidency, are going to pass the largest tax cut in American history, including massive
I don't want to make the guys wrong who said I'm going to win the trade.
And big tax cuts for domestic producers and manufacturers. And we're working with the Democrats on getting an extension of the original Trump tax cuts, as you probably know, by just reading any paper. My message to every business in the world is very simple. Come make your product in America, and we will give you among the lowest taxes of any nation on earth.
Amen.
We're bringing them down very substantially, even from the original Trump tax cuts.
Yes.
But if you don't make your product in America,
pump that Bitcoin, baby. More money goes into Bitcoin. Pump that thing, baby.
Have to pay
what are you talking about? Pump that thing. More money goes into Bitcoin. Pump that baby.
Trillions of
Let's go.
Into our treasury to strengthen.
Let's go.
Pay down debt.
Don't play me, baby.
Under the Trump administration, there will be no better place on earth to create jobs, build factories, or grow a company.
Consolidating here
in the good old USA. Already, Americans' economic. You can see this. I think maybe even in your wonderful, wonderful room that you're all gathered together. So many of my friends, but Americans, the economic confidence is soaring like we haven't seen in many, many decades, maybe not at all. Upon my election, it was just announced that small business optimism skyrocketed by 41 points in a single month. That's the highest ever. There's never been anything like that.
Send it.
SoftBank
it's just so far from the 21. It tells me to be sketched again.
$200 billion
Very similar to over here.
The U.S. economy because of the election result. And just 2 days ago, Oracle, SoftBank, and OpenAI announced a $500 billion investment.
Oh, say something about Bitcoin, please. Oh, my gosh.
Other companies
just mentioned Bitcoin. Oh, my gosh.
Billions and billions and billions, adding up to trillions of investment in America, in the United States.
Just say it.
It's also reported today in the papers that Saudi Arabia will be investing at least $600 billion in America, but I'll be asking the Crown Prince, who's a fantastic guy, to round it out to around $1 trillion. I think they'll do that because we've been very good to them.
Send us a trill, bro. Just send us a couple trill, man. Ain't nothing between friends.
The cost of oil.
Couple trillion, you know what I mean? Just bring that.
Which, frankly, I'm surprised they didn't do before.
All right, now I can't lose this trade, so you guys are right. Whoever said I would win.
By them not doing it. I was a little surprised by that. If the price came down, the Russia-Ukraine war would end immediately. Right now, the price is high enough that that war will continue. You got to bring down the oil price. You got to end that war. They should have done it long ago. They're very responsible, actually, to a certain extent, for what's taking place. Millions of lives are being lost. With oil prices going down, I'll demand that interest rates drop immediately.
Dude talks like a boss, man.
Should be dropping
Joe Biden.
All over the progress that you're
I did my boo-boos.
Is happening because of our historic victory in a recent presidential election. One that
dude was wearing Depends, man.
Quite well known throughout the world. I think a lot of things are happening to a lot of countries. They say that there's light shining all over the world since the election. And
Sammy banging on him to the F side.
Particularly friendly with are happy.
Let's go.
Because they understand what
this is Weeks. Links to Weeks.
How great the future will be under our leadership.
To Mexi, if you want to jump on in and trade where I trade. We're getting way too far for the 21, so I'm getting ready to take profits here, no matter what he's saying.
Stop the invasion at our southern border. They allowed people to come in at levels that nobody's ever seen before. It was ridiculous.
I called it right there. I gave you the exact entry.
And declared
we defied the head and shoulder
to do. And very, very importantly, a national emergency on our border immediately halted all entry of illegal.
He's going to mention Bitcoin. I'm going to get stopped out.
Which there were many, and began promptly returning the illegal trespassers back to the place from which they came. That action, as you've probably seen, has already started very strongly. Have deployed active duty U.S. military and National Guard troops at the border to assist in repelling the invasion. It was really an invasion. We will not allow our territory to be violated.
We're just far from the 21.
4 long years, the United States is strong and sovereign and a beautiful nation. Once again, it's a strong, sovereign nation. In addition, I'm pleased to report that America is also a free nation once again. On day one, I signed an executive order to stop all government censorship.
Everybody, if you took that trade with me, you made gains. God bless you. And we might have sold a local top there.
Misinformation or disinformation, which are the favorite words of censors and those who wish to stop the free exchange of ideas and, frankly, progress.
Amen.
We have saved free speech in America, and we've saved it strongly.
Amen.
With another historic executive order this week, I also ended the weaponization of law enforcement against the American people and, frankly, against politicians, and restored the fair, equal, and impartial rule of law. My administration has taken action to abolish all discriminatory diversity, equity, and inclusion nonsense. And these are policies that were absolute nonsense throughout the government and the private sector. With the recent yet somewhat unexpected Supreme Court decision just made, America will once again become a merit-based country. You have to hear that word, merit-based country. And I've made it official, an official policy of the United States, that there are only two genders, male and female.
And Bitcoin.
And we will have no men participating in women's sports and transgender.
Thank God. I didn't want that with my daughter. I have 3 daughters.
Age will
Horrible.
Very rarely.
Horrible stuff.
Finally, as we restore common sense in America, we're moving quickly to bring back strength and peace and stability abroad.
Let's go!
We're going to ask all NATO nations to increase defense spending to 5% of GDP, which is what it should have been years ago. It was only at 2%, and most nations didn't pay until I
put a 333 if you made gains in the chat today, baby. Let's go.
Because the United States was really paying the difference at that time, and it was unfair.
We sold the local top for a second there.
Many, many things have been unfair for many years to the United States.
Just mentioned Bitcoin. It's getting ready for
taking office. My team negotiated a ceasefire agreement in the Middle East, which wouldn't have happened without us, as I think most of the people in the room know. Earlier this week, the hostages began to return to their families. They are returning, and it's a beautiful sight, and they'll be coming in more and more. They started coming back on Sunday. Our efforts to secure a peace settlement between Russia and Ukraine are now hopefully underway. It's so important to get that done. That is an absolute killing field. Millions of soldiers are being killed.
How come Biden wanted to keep killing people?
World War II. They're laying dead all over the flat fields. It's a flat field farmland, and there's millions of Russians and millions of Ukrainians. Nobody's seen anything like it since World War II. It's time to end it. And here in America, we have big events coming up. Next year, we have the 250th anniversary of America's founding. I'm so honored to be president during that. That's been a big event. They've been talking about it for 10 years. We also have the World Cup. And I understand Gianni's in the room. Infantino, he was very instrumental in helping us get it. He's there with you someplace, I think. And I want to thank him for that. And then we have the Olympics coming up, which I was instrumental in getting also in my first term. And who would have known that by skipping a term, I would get the Olympics? I was upset. I said, you know, I got the Olympics to come and I won't be president. But it turned out through a stroke of luck, or whatever you might call it, that I'm going to be president during the World Cup and the Olympics.
Amen.
And the 250th anniversary. So that's going to be 3
I didn't make a trade, just so you know.
And we've accomplished
I just set up the trade beforehand using this tool.
We have really been working 4 days than other administrations have accomplished in 4 years. And we're just getting started. It's really an amazing thing to see, and the spirit and the light over our country has been incredible. Under the last administration, our nation has suffered greatly, but we're going to bring it back and make it greater, bigger, stronger, better than ever before. I want to thank everybody for being with you. I would have been there myself, except the inauguration was 2 days ago. I thought it might be a little bit quick to make it the first stop. But we'll get there one day. We hope to get there. But I do appreciate, I heard the audience is fantastic, and many of my friends are in the audience. And I will be taking questions now from some very distinguished people. Thank you all very much.
Dang, no mention of Bitcoin. So that's Mike going to make this dump now.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for that very powerful speech. And I think you could hear the applause all the way from Davos to the White House. But next year it will be even better, because then you can get the applause here in Davos. So we wish you welcome to our village next year. We hope to see you.
Thank you very much.
So we also know, Mr. President, that you open up for interaction here. We have a great panel with some of the most distinguished business people in the world. Let me start with someone that you know really well.
We will get to all your super chats tonight. Don't today.
Neighbor of you in Malaro,
wherever you are in the world. We just won a massive trade. Put a 333 if you made gains. Let me jump into the chat here.
Steve Schwartzman, Chairman, CEO.
Put a 333 if you made gains on the live, baby. Let's go.
Floor is yours.
Well, Mr. President, I'm sure the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia will be really glad you gave this speech today.
One trill, baby.
You've had the busiest 4 days that anybody can imagine, and congratulations for that. My question is,
I like this trade here,
about some of the things I've observed here at Davos. It's a terrific forum. I've met lots of people, as usual. I think I've been here 30 years. And a lot of the European business people have expressed enormous frustration with the regulatory regime in the EU, and they attribute slower growth rates here because of the numerous factors, but especially because of regulations. And you've taken a completely different approach in this area. And if you could explain the theory of what you're doing, how you're going to do it, and what you expect the outcome to be, I'd appreciate it.
Well, thank you very much, and congratulations, Steve. You're a friend of mine, but on a great career. You have had an amazing career, and it continues. I just want to congratulate you. Very inspirational to a lot of people.
If you're just jumping on, we're listening to the Trump speak at Davos here live. He's doing a remote.
A lot of friends and leaders of countries. I've gotten to know them all my first term and a little bit during this period of 4 years, and know them well, like them a lot. But they're very frustrated because of the time everything seems to take to get approved, environmental impact statements for things that you shouldn't even have to do that, and many, many other ways that it takes. And I'm going to give you a quick little example. In the private life, my beautiful private life, before I had all these things happening, the world is a little different. I had a nice, simple life. You knew that. But when I had that simple life, I did projects, and I had a big project in Ireland, and it had to get approval on something that would have made it even better. And I got the approval from Ireland in a period of a week, and it was a very, very, very efficient, good approval. And they informed me, though, the problem is you're going to have to get it from the EU, and we think that'll take 5 to 6 years. And I said, you have to be kidding. And this was before politics, and I said, wait a minute.
Spare Div, 5 minute pointing down.
I don't want to go 5 or 6 years, but it would have been a big investment. It would have been nice, and it would have been good for the project. And I sent the people to the EU to see if they could speed it up, and basically it was a 5 or 6 year wait just to get a simple approval that Ireland gave me in a period of literally not much more than a week. And I realized right then, that was the first time I really was involved with the EU, but I realized right then that's a problem, and I didn't even bother applying to do it. Or if I did, I pulled it very quickly. I have to be very accurate because I don't want to be criticized. He did apply, actually. No, I want to be very accurate. So I don't think I did, but if I did, I pulled it very quickly. It was just something you couldn't wait 5 years or 6 years to get an approval. So a lot of in a very big business sense, a lot of people are claiming that's the problem. From the standpoint of America, the EU treats us very, very unfairly, very badly. They have a large tax that we know about, and a VAT tax, and it's a very substantial one. They don't take essentially don't take our farm products, and they don't take our cars, yet they send cars to us by the millions. They put tariffs on things that we want to do. Like, for instance, I think they actually, in terms of these are non-economic or non-monetary tariffs, and those are very bad, and they make it very difficult to bring products into Europe, and yet they expect to be selling, and they do sell their products in the United States. So we have, hundreds of billions of dollars of deficits with the EU. And nobody's happy with it, and we're going to do something about it, but nobody's happy with it. So I think the EU has to speed up their process. Friends of mine that are in some of the nations within the EU, great people, they want to be able to compete better, and you can't compete when you can't go through the approval process fast. There's no reason why it can't go faster. So, I'm trying to be constructive because I love Europe. I love the countries of Europe, but the process is a very cumbersome one, and they do treat the United States of America very, very unfairly with the VAT taxes and all of the other taxes they impose. One other, just to finish up, I got a call from the head of a major airline, one of the biggest airlines in the world, and he said, "Sir, could you help us? What? Landing in Europe is brutal. They charge us fees for everything, and it's so unfair." I said, "How does it compare to China?" He said, it's much worse. And the other thing, as you know, they took court cases with Apple, and they supposedly won a case that most people didn't think was much of a case. They won 15 or 16 billion from Apple. They won billions from Google. I think they're after Facebook for billions and billions. These are American companies. Whether you like them or not, they're American companies, and they shouldn't be doing that. And that's, as far as I'm concerned, it's a form of taxation. So we have some very big complaints with the EU. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. We'll now go to one of your friends in the EU, Patrick Pouyanné. He's the chairman CEO of Total Energies. I guess you have a question ready, Patrick, for the president.
Mr. President, as we understand, energy is at the top of your agenda, and it's an honor for me to represent the energy industry tonight. In this panel, Total Energies is indeed the fourth largest
FARTBOY is looking nice.
Company.
It really is. It's just been on a tear. Very small market cap still, too.
It's quite clear what you expect from us. I will go to gas more. And our company is the largest #1 exporter LNG from the U.S. company. We are a strong contributor to, and we invest in a mammoth LNG projects in Texas, $20 billion. It's far from 200, but it's $20 billion. And we contribute with that to security of supply to Europe, as we export this LNG to Europe. Some experts fear that if there are too many projects developed in the US on LNG, this could have an inflationary impact on the US domestic gas price. And they recommend a pause on these projects. I would ask you the following question: what are your views about such a pause on investments on LNG in the US? What would happen if you would observe an increased domestic gas price because of these exports? And final question, which is important for Europe: would you agree to guarantee security of supply of US LNG to Europe?
Well, in the last part of your question, yes, I would. I would make sure that you get it. If we make a deal, we make a deal. You'll get it.
Guys, this FARTBOY on a tear completely seriously.
Yeah, they make a deal and then it can't get supplied because of
I don't want to disrespect the president.
War-type problems and other problems. So we would absolutely do that. LNG is very interesting because when I took office for the first term, one of the first things I looked at was there were two very massive plants in Louisiana, a state that has been very good to me, won it by many, many points. And I felt strongly indebted to it, actually. And they said there are two plants that have been under environmental consideration for more than 10 years. And they were costing, as you say, you know how expensive those plants are, but they were costing like 12 billion and I think 14 or 15 billion, but they couldn't get their permits. They were in review for years, many, many years, like a decade or more. And I said, so ridiculous. I know so much about that because in the construction industry, I had to go through it too, but I got good at it after a while. But I saw the projects, and you're talking about a total investment of 25 to $30 billion, and it looked like it was going to end. They couldn't get their permits, and I got them done in less than a week. It was done, completed. In fact, when they called them to announce that it was done, the countries, largely countries, Japan was involved and another country and some very big investors, they couldn't believe it. They actually couldn't believe it. And I said, just do yourself one favor. Don't pay any consultants, because the only one that got it done was me. I got it done because it was the right thing to do for the U.S. and for the world, but the consultants had nothing to do with it. You know, the consultants go in and they say, give us millions of dollars because Trump did it nobody called me about it. I just heard it was a problem for years. And I got it done because it was the right thing to do for the U.S. and the right thing to do for beyond. It had to do with energy, very important. So I think it's very important. I think I disagree with one. I think the more that you do, the lower the price is going to go. And what I'd like to see is... this
is how you know the world is changing. We have 3,000 people here, right? Associated Press is 19.
Talking to many people.
We have 1/6 of the people watching my live stream of one of the biggest publications in the world.
We're going to build electric
God bless you, lifers, man. We're gaining steam. We are the people, baby.
The approval.
Let's go.
Under emergency declaration, I can get the approvals done myself without having to go through years of waiting. And the big problem is we need double the energy we currently have in the United States. Can you imagine? For AI to really be as big as we want to have it, because it's a very competitive, it'll be very competitive with China and others. So I'm going to give emergency declarations so that they can start building them almost immediately. And I think it was largely my idea because nobody thought this was possible. It wasn't that they were not smart, because they're the smartest. But I told them that what I want you to do is build your electric generating plant right next to your plant as a separate building, connected. And they said, wow, you're kidding. And I said, no, I'm not kidding. You don't have to hook into the grid, which is old and, could be taken out. If it's taken out, they wouldn't have any way to get any electricity. So we are going to allow them to go on a very rapid basis to build their plant, build the electric generating plant. They can fuel it with anything they want, and they may have coal as a backup, good, clean coal, If there were a problem with a pipe coming in, as an example, you're going with gas, oil or gas, and a pipe gets blown up or for some reason doesn't work, there are some companies in the U.S. that have coal sitting right by the plant so that if there's an emergency, they can go to that short-term basis and use our very clean coal. So that's something else that a lot of people didn't even know about, but nothing can destroy coal, not the weather, not a bomb, nothing. It might make it a little smaller, might make it a little different shape, but coal is very strong as a backup. It's a great backup to have that facility, and it wouldn't cost much more money.
Look at that.
And we have more coal than anybody. We also have more oil and gas than anybody. So we're going to make it so that the plants will have their own electric generating facilities attached right to their plant. They don't have to worry about a utility. They don't have to worry about anything. And we're going to get very rapid approvals.
Look at that. Changing the way we do electricity, changing the way we do
President will know
everything.
Go to another CEO that you know very well, Brian Moynihan, the CEO and chair of Bank of America.
Good afternoon, Mr. President, and congratulations, and obviously an eventful week for you and your family. If you remember 5 years ago, you came here and we walked among 150 CEOs from all over the world, and you engaged with them about your policies and your procedures. This year, you're not here, and yet this week was eventful from the orders that you mentioned earlier, literally a wave of orders coming out on immigration.
Shoulder, head, right shoulder, see that?
Trade and many other matters. And so as a representative of the United States here, we got a lot of questions about what does all this mean and how would the president square this with his clear focus on growth, prosperity.
We may dump here.
Market growth.
I'm not in a trade right now.
A good bond market and bringing down prices.
I was attempted to scalp this twice, cut it off.
The impact of all these orders and how fast they come out and how you're going to balance them with that scorecard of being successful in both continuing GDP growth, bringing down inflation, and also having a good stock price.
Down to 21%, the corporate tax. And it was actually, if you look at state and city, it was in many cases much higher than 40%. I got it down to 21%. And now we're going to bring it down from 21 to 15% if, there's a big if you make your product in the U.S. So we're going to have the lowest, just about the lowest rate. It'll be, the 21 is on the low side worldwide. The 15 is about as low as it gets. And by far the lowest of a large country, a large, rich, powerful country by far, not even a contest. So we're going to bring it down to 15% if you make your product in the USA. So that's going to create a tremendous buzz. We're also probably going back to the 1 year deduction where we deduct, we did that originally, and That was amazing. What
I'm not in a loan right now.
That had the 1-year deduction, which built up over a period of time, and then it expires. But we're going to go back to that when we do the renewal of the Trump tax plan. We have to get Democrats to approve it. But, you know, if the Democrats didn't approve it, I don't know how they can survive with about a 45% tax increase, because that's what it would be. And so I think they're going to do. We've been working along with them pretty well. I think it's very hard for a political group to say, let's charge people 45% more. So I think we're in good shape, but we're actually doing
the taxes they were going to put on us
and small businesses.
Oh my God!
Where you're going to bring it down.
Remember Kamala Harris with unrealized gains? Don't forget. Don't forget what they were going to do to you.
By the way,
don't forget
you, and you've done a fantastic job. But I hope you start.
We stand for something here,
conservatives, because many conservatives complain that the banks are not.
Yeah, it's a head and shoulder for Bitcoin
business within the bank.
For sure.
And that included a place called Bank of America. They don't take conservative business. And I don't know if the regulators mandated that because of Biden or what, but you and Jamie and everybody, I hope you're going to open your banks to conservatives.
He's talking ish on your face.
Mr. President, I'll say that your friend Gianni said hello, told me to tell you hello, and we look forward to sponsoring the World Cup when it comes both this summer for the club and next year. So thank you for getting that for the United States.
And now he's going to butter up. Brian. Look how they butter up.
Thank you, Mr. President. We'll now go to Ana Butin. She's the executive chairman of Banco Santander.
He's like, I hope you better up.
European
he told Bank of America, you better not deal in the US, be rude to conservatives.
Mr. President, congratulations on a historic victory. I believe you don't know me as well as my fellow panelists, so a few words. Santander is one of the largest banks in the world by number of customers, 170 million. That's more than my friend Brian or my friend Jamie have. And those...
Oh, she's punking them.
They fixed the regulation.
I love it. She's punking it.
That's coming.
That was cheeky.
She's funny. I told you got to love that.
We're a big investor in the United States. We have many million customers, 12,000 employees. Yeah. We're one of the largest auto lenders. And we recently launched a fully digital bank called Open Bank.
Okay.
We strongly believe banks have a pivotal role in the economy.
LUMO on Seoul. I'll do that now.
And help
in the background here.
Customers. That's what we're doing in the United States.
Watching Vine here.
So, as Brian pointed out, we very much welcome your focus on deregulation and reducing bureaucracy. So my question is, what are your priorities in this regard, and how fast is this going to happen? Thank you very much.
I think it's going to, thank you and congratulations. I know very much about your bank, and you've done a fantastic job. Congratulations.
I like Santander.
We are going
My mom had one,
move very
bank
quickly.
Account
We've moved very quickly. We've done things in the last 3 days that nobody thought were possible to do in years.
Had.
And it's all taken effect. It's going to have a huge impact on the economy, a huge positive impact.
This thing is booming right now. I don't know what's going on, but this thing is
crazy
moving.
Things. I mean, the Green New Deal was such a total disgrace. How that was perpetrated, and it was conceived of by people that were average students, less than average students, I might add, and never even took a course in energy or the environment. It was just a game. Remember, the world was going to end in 12 years. Remember that? Well, the 12 years has come and gone. It was going to end. It was going to all foam into earth. But, you know, the time has come. These people, they really scared the Democrats large. I can't say the Republicans. The Republicans maybe could have fought harder to stop it, but it's been a tremendous waste of money. You know, during my 4 years, we had the cleanest air, we had the cleanest water, and yet we had the most productive economy in the history of our country. We had the most productive economy. Until COVID came, we had the most productive in the history of our country by far.
Booming.
And
we're getting right back to that.
And actually, you can look worldwide. We were beating everybody from China to everybody else. So, and we think we really now, with what we have learned and all of the other things that have taken place, we think we can even far surpass that. Actually, far surpass it. But we do. One thing we're going to be demanding is we're going to be demanding respect from other nations. Canada, we have a tremendous deficit with Canada. We're not going to have that anymore. We can't do it. I don't know if it's good for them. As you probably know, I say you can always become a state. And if you're a state, we won't have a deficit, we won't have to tariff you, et cetera, et cetera. But Canada has been very tough to deal with over the years, and it's not fair that we should have a $200 billion or $250 billion deficit. We don't need them to make our cars, and they make a lot of them. We don't need their lumber because we have our own forests, et cetera, et cetera. We don't need their oil and gas. We have our.
We don't even need it.
Anybody.
We do it to be nice.
So, you know, just as an example, with Mexico, we're dealing with Mexico, I think, very well. And we're just, you know, we just want to be treated fairly with other nations because there's hardly a nation in the world, and I blame this on us, and I blame it on politicians that, for some reason, I'm probably mostly it's stupidity, but you could also say
15 looks like it has to come back to the 21.
Mostly stupidity. They've allowed other nations to take advantage of the U.S. and we can't allow that to happen anymore. You know, we have debt. It's a very small debt when you compare it to value, the value of the assets that we have. But we don't want to do that. We want to just have debt be obliterated, and we'll be able to do that fairly rapidly. And a lot of good things are going to happen. And honestly, good things are going to happen for the world, and good things are going to happen for the people that are dealing with us, allies and beyond allies. One thing very important, I really would like to be able to meet with President Putin soon and get that war ended. And that's not from the standpoint of economy or anything else. It's from the standpoint of millions of lives are being wasted. Beautiful young people are being shot in the battlefield. You know, the bullet, very flat land, as I said, and the bullet goes, there's no hiding. And a bullet, the only thing going to stop the bullet is a human body. And you have to see, I've seen pictures of what's taken place. It's a carnage, and we really have to stop that war. That war is horrible. And I'm not talking economy. I'm not talking economics. I'm not talking about natural resource. I'm just talking about there's so many young people being killed in this war, and that's not including the people that have been killed as the cities are being, you know, knocked down building by building. So we really should get that stopped. Likewise, in the Middle East, I think we've made a lot of progress in the Middle East, and I think that's gonna come along pretty well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. We know that the most consequential relationship in the world is between the U.S. and China. U.S. 28% of the global economy, China close to 20%. That's almost half of the global GDP. And we know that you called President Xi Jinping last Friday. We heard that you had a good discussion. How do you see the relationship between the U.S. and China in the next 4 years under your leadership?
He called me, but I see it very good. I think that we're going to.
He called me just to make it clear.
Have a very.
Just want to make it clear, right? Hey,
all we want is fairness.
He called the boss over here.
Level playing field. We don't want to take advantage. We've been having massive deficits with China. Biden allowed it to get out of hand. He's $1.1 trillion deficit. It's ridiculous, and it's just an unfair relationship. And we have to make it just fair. We don't have to make it phenomenal. We have to make it a fair relationship. Right now, it's not a fair relationship. The deficit is massive, as it is with other countries, a lot of Asian countries, actually. But we have deficits that are very big, and we can't keep doing that. So we're not going to keep doing that. But I like.
If you want to trade where you trade, we trade here on MEXC or
we always had a very good relationship.
Weeks. Both links are right here in the pinned comment.
Coming out of Wuhan. Obviously, that strained it. I'm sure it strained it with a lot of people, but that strained our relationship. But we always had a great relationship, I would say, and we look forward to doing very well with China and getting along with China. Hopefully, China can help us stop the war with, in particular, Russia, Ukraine. They have a great deal of power over that situation. And we'll work with them. And I mentioned that with during our phone conversation with President Xi. And hopefully we could work together and get that stopped. We'd like to see nuclearization. In fact, with President Putin, prior to an election result, which was frankly ridiculous, we were talking about denuclearization of our two countries, and China would have come along. China has a much smaller, right now, nuclear armament than us, or field than us, but they're going to be catching it at some point over the next 4 or 5 years. And I will tell you that President Putin really liked the idea of cutting way back on nuclear. And I think the rest of the world, we would have gotten them to follow. And China would have come along, too. China also liked it. Tremendous amounts of money are being spent on nuclear. And the destructive capability is something that we don't even want to talk about today.
Yeah, it's just not even pointless. It's just ridiculous.
You don't want to hear it. It's too depressing.
Yeah.
So we want to see if we can denuclearize, and I think that's very possible.
Joe Biden didn't say anything about this, everybody. You can say whatever you want. He's trying to keep you alive. You're worried about wearing pink hair. You can't wear pink hair if you get blown up by a nuke.
Would have been involved.
You know what I mean?
And that would have been an unbelievable
Like, this man's trying to keep you safe.
Planet.
Like, this is what he's talking about. He's talking about keeping humans safe in the planet.
Davos next year,
where was Joe Biden?
A peace agreement with
he was
Ukraine and Russia by then?
Well, you're going to have to ask Russia. Ukraine is ready to make a deal. Just so you understand, this is a war that should have never started. If I were president, it would never have started. This is a war that should have never, ever been started. And it wasn't started during there was never even talk about it. I knew that it was the apple of President Putin's eye, but I also knew that there was no way he was going in, and he wasn't going to go in. And then when I was out, bad things happened, bad things were said, a lot of stupidity all around, and you end up with what you have. Now you have all these bombed out cities. They look like demolition sites with many people killed. I think the thing that you'll see about Ukraine is that far more people have died than is being reported. And I've seen that. But far, far more people have died. When you look at a city that's become a demolition site.
We're going to look at Talbot Tensor about to pump out of a big triangle.
By missiles hitting them and everything else. And they say
Targets
one person was
1476.
slightly injured. No, many people were killed. Those are big buildings. I was surprised at how that was my business. These are buildings that go 2 and 3 blocks long. They're 20 stories high. They're big, powerful buildings, and they were knocked down, and there were a lot of people in those buildings. That announced that 2 people were injured. That's not true. So I think you're going to find that there were many more people killed in Ukraine in the Ukraine war than anybody has any idea. But if you look now, so many of the people being killed are soldiers just facing each other with guns, rifles, and drones, the new form of warfare, drones. And it's a very sad thing to see.
I called the bottom for my macro right there. I said, that's it. That's your last chance.
Nobody wants to see it. You'll never be the same.
I called it, and I bet it is.
Thank you very much, Mr. President.
I called your last chance to buy master.
The 3,000 participants here in Davos. We really underline that joining us the third day in your presidency, live taking questions here is so appreciated, and we are already ready for receiving you next year in person. So thank you very much, and all the best from Davos.
That was it, huh?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Go Bitcoin. What if you just yell? Bitcoin. No. All right.
Sorry, I have to say that. I mean,
So that was Donald Trump at Davos live for you. We gave it to you as it came on. We got most of it. I think we got about 90% of the speech there. It was awesome. Had a little bit of a pumpage for Bitcoin, but he didn't really say anything, which creates a slump, right? So I'm speculating that if he says one thing, we're going to get a move. We did not. So that's why I keep kind of going in and out of the trade. You can see kind of madness, right? Because I'm waiting. Will he say it? Will he say it? If he doesn't say it, I'm going to get out. If he doesn't say it, I'm going to get in. I don't want to miss the pump if he does say it. Nothing was said. We kind of played it back and forth. Now we're losing this idea. Finally, head and shouldery. Still a little more sideways price action. Could we be making a bigger channel? And we'll do some bigger, and we'll get to all your technicals here and your ideas here in the super chats. I did go through as many super chats as I could here and there. So can we look at Brett? Says Brandon Garcia. Brandon Garcia wants to look at Brettcoin. Brettcoin, the premier meme coin of the base exchange, really, whether they say it or not. It's really the face of base, right? I mean, it was the biggest one that came out. It hit that $1 billion market cap. It went to $2 billion. Brett was the hottest thing since sliced bread, all the way up there at 23 cents. I mean, wow, right? We had made massive gains if you got into Brett when I did way when it first started, somewhere back in here. I don't even know. Brett for massive gains, but Brett got beat to the ground. And it's funny, all memes look like they were going to continue. It was the meme season. Don't sell your memes. And look at Brett just completely collapsing from 24 all the way back to 7 cents, losing a 3x. Does it continue to the upside? I don't know now. with AI agents coming in and more competition for liquidity, we may never see some of these memes come back. You know, Brett at the time was the premier coin for base, and it was the premier, you know, it was the awesome meme coin. But we, you know, right now, it's, you know, things have changed. And that's the thing about cryptocurrency. It's a good thing about being in a trading group. You want to know when things actually shift, what happens, what's going on, right? And we're here every single day kind of watching the market, putting in that work. So we're able to kind of keep you privy to what's going on. All right. Shout out to the 3,200 beautiful souls here on the live. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for everybody. Thank you for the super chats. This is amazing. Do you think Trump will influence the Bitcoin price when he speaks today? I don't know. We were watching to see if it could happen. I can't stand these exchanges. They know what they're doing. Triggered my stop loss, then price actually went up afterwards. I still made profit, so I can't complain. I used a stop loss thanks to you. Hey, as long as you didn't lose, man. Too much, yeah. Mexi to reopen deposits for SafeMoon. Come claim your third 100x, Sammy. Crazy. Trump speaking at 11 could throw the markets in a hissy fit. Yep. When my gains are locked in, I'll book a one-on-one with you just to thank you, Lifer. Hey, God bless you, man. No worries. XCN Sam is bullish again. Yes, it was, and we called it last night in the trading group, banging on him. Sam, can you please take a look at Marlin? All right, so wow, a lot of these were just awesome things, people saying cool stuff. Take the memes with you. SPX 6900. Let's take a look at SPX 6900. I made a call for it. Is it still up? It came back down to the original entry there of the flag since the last time I looked at it, and it's SPX, not SXP, Sammy. Come on. And here it is. Market cap is 1.2 billion. It's the yellow one, right? And it's been holding $1 billion market cap for a long time. Now I see it just consolidating and eventually making a move to the upside. So this is a friendly meme. It doesn't dump too hard. It kind of just slowly maneuvers. And over time, Murad loves it, that guy, you know, and he says it's going to be the biggest thing since sliced bread. He sees a $20 billion market cap and all this craziness. Maybe, you know, bit of a double top there too. I'm seeing on the 1 minute on BTC. When I just glance at it there, I get a bit of a double top there for Bitcoin. Shout out to everybody here, everyone. You put me in the greatest mood ever. All you awesome people here really lighted my day up. It made me feel amazing. Thank you so much. What a blessing. Hey, let's put the lemon into the water. Let's get it going. Decalcify that pineal. And get ourselves on another level. May God bless each and every one of you for being here. All right, so we took a look at SPX 69. And people are just being super nice here. Hey, Sam, can you please check Marlin Pond? Let's take a look at that one. That one's in the dumps. I think I sold that coin off recently. I had a bit of it. I decided to just sell it off. Put it in an AI agent or something, you know, make use of it. Let's take a look here at Pond Marlin. Everything kind of seemed to be following that Bitcoin shenanigan up and down move, and then the pump and the dump there. I don't know. Pretty crazy price action if you look at it, right? Just nasty. So what you got to do is I'd go to the 3-day and look for some support and resistance levels that matter. You can see it came right back down to the support and resistance. There's resistance there. And then look at the wicks. I don't know, man. I'd stay away from this coin personally, but I think there's more stable price action. There's a better project. But again, who knows? God bless the Pawn team. Hope they do well, right? I don't want to put anyone out. There's a bit of a cup and handle there, and it did come back down to a fib at that 786, and it did bounce. But that nasty wick tells a story, especially on the 3-day chart, right? So you zoom into the 4-hour, and what you really want to do is you just want this thing to consolidate. So you're looking for the bounce off the 21. You're looking for price to get tight, and you're looking for it to get nice and tight here and continue to the upside. I don't know, or someone do 103. All right. Can you check COTI, please? God bless you and the family. Thank you, Arthur Morgan. Let's take a look at COTI. And God bless you and your family. That's the nicest thing you could add to that super chat. Very nice of you. So cool to be blessed on my channel like that by many people. So I see COTI in a giant cup and handle. Again, I just pulled a fib. Like most of your premier coins from 2020, 21, they look just like this. Price action coming right down to the 786 level. That would be where you'd have to be grabbing up low valued area COTI. I think there's way better projects. It's so old. You know what I mean? But at the same time, hey, like I think Colin's better than COTI, but hey, Leia AI, you know, these things could gain some steam. But COTI, you know, it's a real project. It's been out for a long time. And it is at that low 786 area. It may go a little lower to bounce off 0896, you know. It's good to see true emotion. I get emotional too. It teared up the other day with a teacher meeting. They told me to write a parenting book because my son is awesome. Yeah, that's amazing, man. When someone tells you your kid is awesome, it can really get you to tear up a little bit. Because it's like, man, I made this kid and this kid's making me proud. And I raised them with all my heart. And there's a good feeling, you know. Sam, did you hear Trump say crypto early in the speech? Not sure if you missed it, but he did. I didn't hear it. I guess he said the word Bitcoin, apparently, right? Sam, please stay on master for the short term. I think it's going to go and continue. Can you look at Tau, undervalued AI? We did look at Tau while I was doing it. I gave you that Tau. And thank you for the 500 MX. I don't know what he said, but I guess he said something there. TEMA is a great buy zone now. 1,000 holders will be getting airdrops every month for 10 months. KuCoin gate listings coming up. Super bullish. I hope it is, man. God bless you. Trump says USA would be AI and crypto capital. Amen. God bless you with the fam. Can you check COTI? We looked at COTI. MOODENG, Sam. God bless. Let's take a look at MOODENG. We got so many awesome people here on the live. And let's take a look at MOODENG. And we're every single day, everybody. And we already gave you, I already did a live trade, whether you figured out how to make that trade with me or not. Put a 333 if you made that live trade with the lifer. So MOODENG was just that little hippo that got famous. So you're buying a hippo on TV, right? So if you lose all your money, I don't know what to tell you. All right, it's all based on hype. If it comes back and memes come back, it gets a 5x. If not, it continues to go to 0. I don't know what to tell you. The TA says that it slumped at, and it even lost a support. It has to get back above 30 cents now and retest it. It was an awesome coin, but I mean, it's not, I don't know. It's MOODENG, man. You know, I don't know what to tell you. We got into Leia AI at about 10. Thing looks like it's curving up for another bigger move here out of this flag. And yeah, so that was likely its pullback there. Because too many people are going to know about it, and they're going to say that's too small, and they're not going to look at the TA. They're going to ape in. I don't see that's going to happen till you get to 100 million market cap at least, because it's still got that je ne sais quoi of smallness. And then she's going to keep running the internet. I'll probably get her on the stream soon. So Leia AI is continuing to rip. If you don't know what she is, she's an absolute hit. She's funny. I'll be honest, she's funny. I watched an interview with her. She was awesome. Like, I actually liked her. It's so strange.
It's like watching a toddler.
But listen to her talk. She's funny.
Entertaining, but mostly nonsense. When a gospel of COTI drops wisdom, it's like watching a toddler explain quantum physics. Entertaining, but mostly nonsense. Still bullish, though, just not on your takes. When a gospel of COTI drops...
Funny, right?
Because filing ETFs is the new LinkedIn certification. Everyone's doing it. Even my neighbor's goldfish just filed one for tracking the number of times people FOMO into meme coins. Dog to whatever number looks good on TikTok. Because
She's funny, man. Anyway, she's an AI. She's very small. I do own some, so I am showing a bag there. I do own some Leia AI. Put about $5,000 in a $10 million market cap, so I'm up a little bit there. And we're going to see where this goes. You know, and she gets there, I'll probably maybe take out some of the initial and let it ride, but I want to see where this goes, man. This is interesting. I wrote Ava AI, which was like nothing. You know what I mean? These women sentience. And this thing was at a $30 million market cap when I first got in here. And it took me 2 months to eventually do a 7X. I turned 4 SOL into 20 SOL. And boom. And now I've been playing around with that SOL and adding some different things and just kind of creating a bit of a SOL portfolio here. All right. And again, I own tons of SOL too. I own like a $250,000 SOL, but like this is basically my SOL. Down $2,000 today, but it's about 28,000, and we're going to continue to see where it goes to the upside over here. You know, Hive I really like too. That's something I put about $1,800 in. It's up a little bit today. It's down, right? Everything else is kind of like a, you know, you never know. But these are my main kind of ones right now. I'm in Hive AI, Alchemist AI. Alchemist AI has been a long shot back and forth. Got into it a little early, but I want to see these two in Colin. Like these three. I believe if I kind of hang out, this 10 grand should turn into 50 grand, right? This 5 grand should turn into 25, and this Hive, that 2 grand should turn into 10. I should be able to kind of make that move and then reassess what's happening, right? So that's kind of my idea there for those coins, right? And I'm always showing what I'm doing. Tonight is our weekly screen share. I'm going to break down my entire portfolio, break down what I bought and sold, show you guys what happened, the ins and outs, the ups and downs of life, and yeah, we're going to have a blast. right? I like this MORPHAI too. I've been in this coin for a long time, but just waiting. You know, I speculate on coins that look like they have some tech. They got to get the buzz though. This one's kind of been lacking with the buzz. All right. What's your take on sex exchange? I have no idea what that means. No fees. I don't. Yeah. Crass, please. Ease AI. I don't know what the grass, please. Ease AI. Yeah. Can you check on anti-rug? Is John McAfee back from the dead? Yeah, that's antivirus. Yeah. Anti-rug agent, you just want to see it live there. Smart, someone from anti-rug agent should comment every day to me to do that, and then they would get some, it's got a good safety score. Top 10 holders own 18%. I see that a lot, though. Minting is low. It's because of the sniper bots. They snipe it all at the very beginning. You got to use Photon. You got to be on GMGN. All right? If you really want to get into trading these coins, you got to use Photon, GMGN. All right? You have to have sniping capabilities. You cannot just go blind in with your Solana wallet on Phantom. All right? You'll make money. Don't get me wrong. I've been able to swing trade and do great. But if you really want to be a sniper, get in early, get most of the, you got to get on Photon and you got to get on GMGN. All right? GMGN AI is going to help you kind of see what's kind of happening in the market, assess what's going on. It also has really good filters. You can filter the tokens, see what's happening. Where was this filter? Filter was traded. That's interesting, right? But I go to memes. Go to trending memes. Liquidity with the market cap. Market cap 1.9 million. 1 hour volume is 8 million. This thing's Cyber T. What is that, right? Man, I kind of look, whenever I think something moves like that, it looks like a rug to me. This was a fake one that came out. Tonks, remember the NASDAQ? They did some I don't know what happened there. Look at Twitter. What is this? Duck, LinkedIn. There's all sorts of stuff out here. Funny. Anyway, these are places where you can kind of learn and find more information. But if you want to take memes to another level, you're gonna have it's a lot of work, man. So yeah, Bitcoin fell out of the falling wedge back to the 200 MA, which kind of looked likely. So we're gonna take a look at our macro now and see where's Bitcoin going. What's Bitcoin doing now after the speech and after the hype? And there's been so much up and down action right now with what's going on, right? Trump has really taken the world by storm. And Bitcoin's really kind of sitting there just what do we do now, right? So let's see here. Yeah, so my last assessment, we were on the 15-minute. We got the pump out the 200 MA. Yes, I'm where are we now, right? So I was bullish. I scalped that pump up, right? But then I felt like there was a pullback. I got out and we did pull back to the 200 MA. We're getting closer to the 21 now, and this is what you want to see. You want to see price action bounce. So if we are bullish, what's going to happen now is you're going to bounce off this 200 MA on the 15. You're going to create a flag. That flag's likely going to then break out, and that measure move takes you to 112,000. So we're very close to an all-time high today. At the same time, look, shoulder, a bit of a head, a right shoulder gets made, we dump back down, and now we're dealing with $102,000. I'm looking at the weekly support and resistance, and we're talking about what's going to happen. So today, the 15-minute really is your guide. If the 15-minute can stay above the 200 MA, pull the 21 across it, not make too much of a scant right shoulder there, and, not dump on us, actually go straight up and down maybe, and make a flag, then we could get an all-time high. Tomorrow, into the weekend even, maybe by Tuesday at the latest. There's a nasty bearish div right there, right off the bat, on the indicator, right? And you're dealing with the 200 MA. So I would watch the 15-minute closely. I wouldn't make any trades right now. I would watch the 15-minute. If it makes a flag, maybe later on today in about 3 hours, I would consider 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would consider possibly getting it in. You know what I mean? So that's one thing that I'm looking at. And that's one thing that I'm seeing happening here for Bitcoin. All right. So yeah, I would watch the 15-minute today. I know that you want any more than that. You really don't need any more than that. You make that right shoulder, I'd be looking for the dump back down. Again, if you lose the 15-minute 200 MA, you're going to be looking for the 7-minute, the 10-minute. Look for the 5. If the 7-minute lose the 200, we're going to be in trouble. It's likely we could go somewhere back to 98,000, right? So, like, really at this point, we really want to see the 7-minute hold above the 200 MA and the 15. It's kind of crucial for the continuation of the movement of today. So we had a crazy short squeeze, a crazy long squeeze, a crazy short squeeze, and a crazy long squeeze. So that's what happened. We took advantage of one of the short squeezes when we got above the 200 MA in the 15-minute time frame here on the live. And I was able to scout for you, and we asked if I was going to win the trade. You guys said I would in the poll. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at the live chat. Super chat, Master, TEMA, BLZ, Anti-Soul, MYRO, and Grass. And that was just done there, so we're pretty good. All right. Tuesday is the Lunar New Year, too, as well. Yeah. We had a pinned comment, and it said, does the lifer win the trade? Wow, 2,150 votes. Are you kidding me? And 79% of the people said I won the trade, and I did win that trade. So you guys hit it. God bless you, man. You guys were spot on, man. The people were right again. So the instincts here are pretty spot on. People said I'd win the trade, and I did. We could have bet on that. It could have been an option on that. Okay, yeah. Check Vine Soul trending now. Yeah, we've talked about it already. We've already brought it up on the stream. Okay, we looked at Master. I'll look at TEMA one more time. Hey, when we were in TEMA so early, you guys are really stuck on the fact that it's going somewhere. The TA doesn't say it. And I say, show me the charts and I'll show you the news. It's been slowly getting sold off. You said they're going to get airdrops. There's this big investment. It's all happening. Sounds well and good to me. I've been sold the Brooklyn Bridge 100 times. But, hey, it is starting to make a rounded bottom. And if that's your bottom I'm not touching it, but I hope it goes well for you and your team, man. God bless you guys. Let's take a look at BLZ, Blue Zell. I was in this coin a long time ago. I knew about this coin a long, long time ago. So, look, we're looking for the 15-minute to make a bounce and make a flag. I want to see the flag in 2 hours. Then I want to trade it to the upside. I want an all-time high, 112,000. Right? When someone mentions something about a Bitcoin reserve later on today or something happens, and it's only a matter of time. Trump is he's just going in. And I love hearing him, man. And he makes sense. The things he says make sense now. Even people that hated him are like, I don't really want to get blown up by a nuke, though, do I? I'm just trying to tell you, Joe Biden wasn't telling you anything about, sitting with everybody and trying to lower he didn't say a word about it, man. If anything, they were escalating. They wanted the war to get worse and worse. They were escalating. They had bad relations with Russia, everybody. They wanted to escalate it. Thank God, man. People talk about oh my God. You want to talk about hate and all that? I mean, the guy's saving us from bloodshed, from worldwide bloodshed, period. So far, we'll see what happens. I get it. It's a politician, but he's not a politician, man. The guy didn't have to do this. He's a boss that came back. And they tried to kill him. They put him through constant court cases. Let's get real, man. Alan Bragg, you can look at that guy and see someone with integrity. Let's get real. So anyway, all the way to 55 cents here for BLZ. And again, this is a double bottom. This is what all the old coins look like. Almost every coin from the last cycle is on a giant cup and handle, hanging on by a thread. So I just see why get into stuff like that. You know what I mean? I think it's pointless. There's so much new, innovative stuff out here. Who cares about these old, trashy coins? The 1 minute may lose the 200 MA for Bitcoin, and we may get a bit of a pullback. It's in a bit of a bear flag. If you look at your 1 minute and you draw out that bear flag, it doesn't look amazing. All right. Okay, how many beautiful souls we got in here? How many awesome people are in this stream right now? Are you kidding me? Did I lose track? Did I lose count? Wow. Wow. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. We're going to take a look at MYRO and Grass USDT here. All right. And shout out to anyone that made gains with the lifer today on stream. Put a 333 if you made gains with the lifer. I want to see those 333s in the chat, ripping the chat up. I want to see it. Bang, bang, bang. All right. Remember when Sam called XRP and Cardano only trashy go, but they wrecked every other coin in the game? I didn't call them old trashy coins. I owned Cardano. I never said that. And I owned XRP. It's just not true. You were on some other channel, man. I've never called Cardano an old trashy coin in my life. I might have said it's maybe not worth trading at the moment. but I own Cardano since 2 cents. I've met Charles Hoskinson face to face. There's a video of me and him on this channel. How dare you disrespect me? How dare you? I don't know who that is, but you're off. You're off, man. You're off. Anyway, who cares? I don't need to do that. Fake news. Amen, dude. Fake news. Other news. Senator Loomis officially named chair of Senate Banking Subcommittee on Digital Assets. That's a big thing. And she is so Bitcoin friendly. It's amazing. All right. Hey, Lifer, are you still an aged tank? I never was in it in the first place. Yeah. I don't think I did buy. No, I didn't buy any tank. Just hopped on so you can give a news update. God bless you, brother. I like vertical AI. I am in Vert AI. Yeah. The Mooners say, why can't you take off caps? It's broken. Yeah. You talked about XRP and Stellar Lumen. Not to argue, but I remember. He's like, you talked about XRP, but I always held XRP. So why would I talk? I hold the XRP and Stellar Lumens. I hold the coins, man. I might have said it that day the charts didn't look good. I probably said the chart don't look good, and that's probably right, and it probably didn't pump. So shut your mouth over here. All right. Let's take a look at MYRO. Yeah, these little memes that nobody cares about now. You know, MYRO's at the bottom of its bag. Like, it's just been sold off to Nothingville, man. Kind of sad, man. A lot of these coins went to nothing. Memes got destroyed when AI agents came out. Next thing you know, it was Bitcoin, the Trump, and it all happened so fast. And then everyone looked at their portfolio after the holidays and was like, yeah. All he said was they were not good for trading. Yeah, what is your thought about Caspa? Are you still holding it? I am, yeah. I am, yeah. Sam, I use your referral link. Any advice for the site? Demo trade. Do not go hard on leverage, please. All right? And just be very, very careful. That's all. And they have the best, assortment of coins on spot that I've ever seen. So, ArcBlock finally got a bump off of $1 to $1.50. Yeah, it went all the way to $1.96. I mean, it's back above the 3-day 200 MA, which is a place where things start to get busy. Again, ArcBlock will have to drive all the way back up to $5. That will be a nice move. And it will probably take till about July. It says maybe even more. I don't know. All right. Thank you for your answer. You rock, sir. Yeah. 6K on leverage instead of learning on demo. Lost so much. Wish I found Sammy earlier. It's okay. You're here now, man. You're here now. Take a deep breath. You're here now. All that matters is that you're here now. Everyone, I used to live in the past. I couldn't get out of it. All I focus is on all the things that I did wrong over and over again. All right. XCN's been the hottest coin since sliced bread. I don't know what's going on with it. I don't even understand it. I don't care. I'm a technical analyst. The technical said it was going to move. I gave it to the trading group. It's gone, baby, gone. All right. God bless anyone that made massive gains today. 53% gains. All right. 53% gains. I mean, that's unbelievable. And that happened in 3 hours, man. And that looks like it may not stop, too. And look, beautiful consolidation. So I could see, why don't I just do this every day? I trade tight moving averages, high volume, low stochastics. It's the same thing. It gets boring, right? I mean, I say the same stuff over and over again. And we don't miss. Every day we're going to find something that's going to give us some gains, baby gains, right? Doesn't mean I'm in it every day, but most of the time I'm going to be taking advantage of a move here. XCN for gains. I wasn't able to trade that. I didn't get in on XCN. I hope you did. All right. Okay, what do you do to stop torturing yourself with those memories? I just kept looking forward every day. And I kept believing in God, and I kept thanking. I used gratitude. Because like at the end of the stream today, I'll say, thank you, dear Lord, for everyone that came to the stream and gave me a like. And I won't think of all the losses that I've had in my life. You know what I'm saying? I'll think of all my wins. This thing looks like it's going to continue to move, and you got to get to the smaller time frames. But wow, even on the smaller time frames, it's gone. I don't know what's going on with this thing, but people just really want it. They want it bad, and it's been one of the hottest coins in the last 3-4 days. ONYXCOIN. Market cap just ripping. Like, nobody cared about it. It was a penny. Look at it, like 7 days ago, this thing was down here at like less than a penny. It's done us 4x already, right? What the heck is it? It's a Web3 blockchain infrastructure that enables organizations to build better financial services from the ground up. It's the protocol's governance and utility token, which governs the network through the Ethereum blockchain. The Onyx Core, which developers and institutions can launch and operate blockchain network or connect a growing list of other networks that transform how assets move around the world. The Onyx protocol defines how assets are issued, transferred, and controlled on the blockchain network. It allows a single entity or group of organizations to operate a network, support the coexistence of multiple types of assets, and is interoperable with independent networks. Doesn't do anything. No, a decentralized project launched from a group of developers and fully wide open source. The backbone of decentralized Web3 protocols, powered by Onyx, XCN staking, distribution, DAO. I still don't understand like why it's getting so much heat right now. But again, the charts told me it was going to moon, and it did, so there you have it. And it's mooning right now. In the last 10 minutes, it's up again. Wow, this thing is out of control. Anyway, I'm so happy we were all over it. I did talk about it. And I said, you know, when Bitcoin took the dump this morning, I look for hot coins. So this is what I do. I scan. And last night, Bitcoin wasn't looking too good. Last night at 9:49, I said low cap XCN does not seem to care at everyone. And that was the perfect entry. You would not have been stopped out. Like, that entry was stone cold. And you'd be up massively right now. No problems, no questions asked. Again, you'd have to have the education to enter that yourself. I am not a signals group. But I mean, I basically I use technical analysis to find the exact perfect time to get into a trade. Like, and that was the exact perfect time last night right there. It was perfect. And you'd be up 66%. This thing is out of control right now. Last time it did something like this, it did a similar move. And that's its measured move. So it's going all the way to 2.6. I mean, that's insanity. So there's massive gains out here every single day to be had in crypto. You just got to find them. You just got to find them. All right. If you had joined the trading group for $99 a month, you would have seen that easy. I don't like using the word easy, but you know, a very simple trade. Ohm looks like it may do something very similar. Look at all the setups. I'll scan. Look at all the setups I got in here. So many things to teach you and show you. Like, man, you're missing out. I'm scanning the market every single night. I nailed Trump for 60K in a weekend. Like, come on, man. Like, we could have done even better. I beat myself out. You know, I could have got Vine last night. I was pretty close, but I'm all over it. All right. It's been seen on chain XCN buying huge markets, Coinbase supply, but it tripled their holdings. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. I throw, Sorry, Sam, missed the stream. How's it going? God bless you, man. Thank you for saying that. That's very nice of you. Stream's going absolutely wonderful. And it's 12:20. XCN is to be a part of the new infrastructure. It seems as such. Yeah. I think it's natively auto stakes too. Almost 8. Oh, natively auto stake is hot. Yeah. What happens when the 21 crosses the 200 on the close? Do I remember something? Yeah, it could create a big pump to the upside or to the downside depending on how the cross is occurring. All right. Still to this day, I said Trump would get back to the 21 and no one believed me. It double topped and it did that exact thing. You think Melania will get back to $10? I don't know. Possibly. Yeah. FARTBOY does look interesting, and it's got a very small market cap. And it is gaining steam. So you guys do whatever makes you happy. I got 2 other coins too on my radar. That wasn't the right one, sorry. It's not FATBOY. I don't own any of this coin yet, but I watched it consolidate. And when everything goes up and down, that's consolidation and usually leads to pumpage. So this thing is telling me that it wants to make a move. All right. Yeah. Yeah, FARTBOY, man. And then there's Unicorn Fart Dust. Right? Which I actually faded and I knew it was going to pump and I faded it. I don't know why I faded it. I had a feeling. I was like, that thing's going to move. I finally came back down then. Wow. But I found it here and it just continued to roll. Unicorn Fart Dust. Fine. Now it's coming back to a Fibonacci and maybe it's just done. But and that's where you never know when these coins are absolutely over too. That's the crazy thing about it. And there's another one, Unicorn Velvet. Or is it Velvet Unicorn? I believe it's Velvet Unicorn. That chart actually looked pretty good last night to me. Oh, as I put the USD, I don't need that, right? Yeah. Velvet Unicorn. This is by Virtuals. It's got a $7 million market cap. It's getting very tight. Just so you might want to write it down and do some research. They both got Unicorn in the name. All right. Okay. Pro holds every coin ever listed. What do you think about EMILIA? I saw you had interest in it. It looked cool. You know, it looks like it could do numbers. I want to talk in text and just tell something what to do, and I can talk to it, and it will answer trades. I want to see it make the right shoulder, though, and really start the moon. It could go to zero. I don't know. It's a little too early right now for me to call it. All right. Sam's man, he taught me how to, and now I could perfect the game. God bless you. Thank you. Let's take a look at Aerodrome Finance. Aero's been a tough cookie for me to hold the last 2 years. But again, it's right back down into that golden pocket where I see it making a move. You know, 786, that's a cup and handle. There's a lot of buy pressure in here. That's where a lot of, you know, again, shoulder, head, right shoulder. Does it take a dump? Possibly, but I see more of a move to the upside here for Aerodrome. And last time we put it out, it went below to 89. So anytime it loses a buck, it becomes an absolute steal. I don't like seeing it below $1 on the 200 MA on the daily. I want to see it get back above the 200 MA on the daily there for Aero. All right. Sam out here leading horses to water and they're drinking. God bless you, man. Thank you. Some of the Grosser channel, nothing about trading, but there's something you said that caught my attention, and I believe everything happens for a reason. So I've decided to watch your show daily. Hey, God bless you, Bird. And thank you for being here, man. We connected. We're probably kindred spirits, man. I appreciate you for being here. AERO and G5, the only two coins I'm down on. That's not bad, actually, if you think about it. All right. That's not bad at all. So looking for Bitcoin, you know, if you had to place it, let's take a look. That's a bit of a bear flag, no? That bear flag would take you further down to the SMA. So it says you could enter here with a stop above maybe 105, and you know, but I don't know. Let's like really assess the situation here. I just jumped in out of nowhere and I'm like, eh. So the idea is I wouldn't trade anything right now. All right. The only thing I would trade is possibly you keep, you know, you long with your stop on the other side of the 200 MA. That could be one of the greatest entries right there because you're near the 21 and the 200. So I've been studying this for years now. I'm like, where do I get the best entries? The best entries are when the 21 and the 200 are near each other. Go look at all the times. If they touched, had you got in on something right there, boom. And you'll backtest this on your own. Right there, you know. You know, XCN is gone, baby. We you know, it's gone. Already up 66%. And we could see it. The charts said what was going to happen. See? I had nothing to do with knowing what was going to go on. The charts conveyed, we're going to pump. Right? So I'm looking for this. I'm looking for this bounce. I'm looking for the 50-minute to hold the 200 MA. And I'm looking for the 15-minute to make a bit of a flag here. Stay above the 200 MA. I don't want a right shoulder. I could see a shoulder, head, right shoulder. I'm looking for the 21 to come into price action, and that is the long. So the next trade is just a patient trade. We're just waiting for it to be a little bit perfected. An aggressive entry would be right now with a stop below all the moving averages, like right like this. Could even be like right like that. Again, that's 112.281 with a stop at about 102.974, right? And today's been a slow trading day. I could risk like what I had already on the day. I'll go to break even, right? I really like the 200 MA, so it suggests as long as we stay above it, we'll be okay. But we could make a right shoulder here. So that's something I got to watch out. I'm up on the day. This would actually put me at break even if I end up losing the trade pretty much. I'd like to wait for it to kind of, so the aggressive entry is now. I'd wait for it to consolidate. Would give me a little, you know, I might have to pay a little higher, but it would be better. All right. Easy to be pro when you're being guided by the GOAT, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's very nice of you to say. You're too smart and awake, bro. We need you on the front lines of the change that's happening in the world. When you speak about subconscious mindfulness, that's what I want to hear. Amen. God bless you, man. Hidden bullish divergence on the 1-minute time frame. Sam the man. I really like this idea. I like where I'm at. I'm going to take this trade. So you can take the trade with me if you want. My stop is going to be below the smooth moving average, the 21 and the 200, giving me some coverage there. We could make a right shoulder and I could easily lose the trade. So we'll go from there. And it would take me to all-time high, 112,000. I'd like to double down on that or maybe make a bigger trade if we get there. So okay, cool. And shout out to everyone in the chat, man. The chat is pumping. I see a lot of people in the chat. Today we get back together and hang out again. Remember that. All right. It's going to be awesome. And we hang out for our weekly screen share. It's a private Zoom session that many attend. And I think the biggest one ever last week. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Trump actually did mention crypto and the AI at the same time, although he didn't mention a specific coin. Yeah. Hey, we're back at 105,000, man. That's all that matters. You know what I mean? We'll take it. We'll take it. So you found out about a bunch of new coins today. We went over a bunch of new stuff in the decentralized world. Showed some charts that actually look promising. Went over many, many altcoins. You guys gave us so many super chats. It was unbelievable. One of the greatest streams I've ever had. Over 3,300 people in concurrent viewership. Unbelievable. Are you kidding me? If you told me I was going to have 3,000 people watching me when I started my channel, I would have told you, that's really nice of you to say, man. But, I'd be happy with 500. So, dear Lord, I'll take 6,000 though. You know what I mean? I'm so grateful for the 3,000. And so a moment of prayer for my day, man, and for my life and for what's going on, because I really need to be appreciative here. Dear Lord, thank you for all the staff and everyone that helps me in my channel. Thank you for Jamie. Thank you for Sean. Thank you for the editor. Thank you for everybody that puts their best effort for me to help my company go forward, man. It's just that is a blessing, number one. All right. The fact that I have beautiful people that love me and care about my company. And yes, they get paid, but they put so much more work than getting paid. They are awesome people. I have the best people in the game. So number one, thank you, dear Lord, for those people. Number two, thank you for all the moderators that come to my stream every day, that work tirelessly, that help out, that show up constantly. The people in blue with those blue wrenches, man, you people are amazing. Thank you to all the super chats that came in today. They were blessings on blessings. Thank you for our new president and what is happening for a change. I didn't take the jab and I felt persecuted for that. And it was a tough time in my life with Joe Biden out. He said some really mean things, going to be a nasty winner. He really, there was a time when he really felt like he was putting a foot on the neck there. And, it's just a good man, full of love, light, and happiness. Definitely felt like we were in a dark place there. So I'm super happy to be out of that moment in time. And I just want to thank God for everything you've given me in this life, for my kids, for my wealth, for my ability to, for my wins and my losses. I learn from every loss. Help me learn more from my losses. Help me get better no matter what. And help me not get cocky. Help me stay grounded as I continue to gain and help others. Amen. Amen. Thank you for everyone you brought to the stream. Thank you for everyone that's here. And dear Lord, thank you to help everyone that's struggling, whether they're struggling in life, struggling in trading, no matter how they're struggling, help them find their way. I was struggling for years until I fully submitted to God. Somehow, some way you saved me. I don't know how you saved me at that age. I thought it was going to take so long, but at 35, I remember that night, dear Lord. And I'll always be your servant. I will always be there for you. I will always submit to God. May you keep my parents healthy in heaven. And I just want to end the stream with extreme gratitude today. For the huge win I made on Trump coin. I know I'm not sure. People are going to say he's praying for Trump coin wins, but I just want to make sure God knows that I'm grateful for every single gain I've received, big or small, in my life. Amen. I love you all. God bless my mother, Irene Price, up in heaven. I love you, Ma. I think about you all the time. You're in my heart. And you'll forever be my angel. God bless everybody. We're watching the 15-minute on Bitcoin. This ain't a sob story here. This is just real life. We're watching the 15-minute on Bitcoin. I jumped into a long. I want to see this kind of not make a right shoulder. I want to see the 21 cross. I want to see us consolidate. Chance we go to $112,000 today. Chance something gets mentioned about a reserve and we get a massive punch. So, hey, I'm ready just in case. And that's the trade right there. Watch out for the right shoulder. They may take us out. Anything is possible, everybody. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. May God bless each and every one of you. Crypto is life. Remember, you know what the secret to success is, right? It's getting started.